Hello there, friends, and welcome to Strangers in the Night, your source for late night VR gaming talk. I am your host, Wes, and with me, as always, are my good friends Eric and Ruuts. Ruuts, Eric's back.
I know. I was all excited earlier today when Eric was like, we were talking in the chat, and he's like, "Hey, I got some time. If you want to go into some games," and I said he could be here for the show, and I was like, "Fuck, man, that's awesome." So it's cool.
Eric, I,
Hell
I
yeah.
honestly had written you off for until like Oculus Connect or something, man. I thought you'd be out for a while.
Yeah, me too, man. I don't even know when I'm even doing my show ever, again. I mean, we're going to do my show again. My show's not gone. It's just like, I don't even know when we're going to do it. Like maybe next week or maybe the week after. I don't even know. But I don't know. Whenever I have the chance to get in, I'll definitely get in. So when I saw you guys chatting today about like what you're going to play this morning, I was like, hell yeah, I'm in, man. I got some time today and I want to play some VR. And we're talking about some kick ass games. So I was excited. I had a little break. I had a busy week, Wes, but I had a little break this weekend.
So this has kind of been like the format for us the last little bit, Eric, is it's been a bit slower schedule in terms of what's coming out on the general calendar for VR. Not that there's nothing, but I mean a lot of what's coming out this week we covered in early access. Like Zero Caliber, we already did. We did Into the Radius last week. Um, so what we've been doing on Saturdays specifically is we've been focusing not only on mods, which we've been doing that for a while, but we've been going back to the classics, back to the games from 2016, 2017, 2018. Not only because those are among the very best games that we've ever played, but there's so many people now that are have joined VR in the last 2 to 3 years, and they're not aware of how awesome some of these older games are. So that's what we're doing today, and it's kind of what we've been doing the last few weeks, and it's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It is, man. I had a blast today. Like we played three really freaking great games, and it's a lot of fun. And you know what? Like Roots. I mean, summer's a shitty time to launch games, so I get it. Like I understand. Like I would never want to launch a game, and we tell we Wes we tell all of our clients like we want to have business right now. So if you want to launch your game, we'll help you. But like we recommend to our clients, don't launch in summer. Like the no fly zone is normally like June, July, August. That 3 months can be just such a wasteland of like it's too hot. Nobody wants to put a headset on, and all of a sudden the rate of people playing VR is extremely low, and especially buying games. And I don't know. It's just like it's a good time to get into older games, get back to some games, do DLC. That's or something like that.
Go Shot says it's a good idea with the PSVR 2 adapter coming. Yeah, that actually plays in. It's part of it. I had somebody during Without Parole. It may have been Ghost Shot. I don't know. I don't remember. Somebody during Without Parole on this past Wednesday asked, what are the you know mods aside, what are the native VR games that
Mm,
we should be playing when we come over to PCVR? Everyone knows Half Life Alex, but nobody knows anything else that's over there. And I, gave a few. Obviously Fallout and like Boneworks came to mind. The Gallery came to mind, 1 and 2. Um, but then there's other games that you played on PlayStation VR that you should probably play again because they're better on PC. Games like Hitman 3, games like Skyrim, games like Doom VFR, that are better on PC than they were on the original PlayStation VR. So there's just a lot. And then if you've got a Quest headset out there, then the world is your oyster because you've got all these awesome Oculus exclusives to play, and that's kind of what we're focusing on today.
right. Yeah. Well, the PC ones are better than the Quest exclusives. I mean, at least these ones. Like we went in today and we were like, oh my god. At least into one of them, I blew me away. I was like, fuck. I forgot how good this game was. It came out when the literally with the headset, right, in March
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of 2016, and it blows the crap out of almost every game that comes out for VR now. And It's, I mean, obviously the biggest thing is they put time and money into that. They really, in 2016 they thought this was it, and then realized, well, shit, nobody has a computer that can run this stuff, and VR is not that big yet. So, um, but
I think now could be the time that we
yeah,
see a resurgence, though. Like, right, like I believe that in 2016 to 2019, the VR was so good, Wes, but it was way before its
Yeah.
time. Like, it
right.
wasn't.
Hmm.
It was all good VR, but none of those games made any money, and that's why they kind of died away. Like Oculus Studios made some kick-ass games. There was a
Yeah, they
lot
were
of big
great.
companies putting big money into games. And the problem is they made like almost no money because there wasn't enough people to buy it or there
It was
wasn't enough
too soon.
graphics cards to run it.
Right.
Yeah.
It
So
it
like
was a
now is
crazy it was a crazy gamble on behalf of all these big companies, because basically what happened was all of these big gaming studios tried VR and they saw how awesome it was. At that time it was PCVR. They saw how awesome it was. Same thing for PlayStation VR as well. They said it was awesome, and they thought it was a sure thing that just everyone was immediately going to jump in and buy into it. It never dawned on them for a second to think about how expensive the equipment was back then. Like, it was crazy expensive to get into VR, and I never would have been able to afford it if it weren't for PlayStation VR. But it was a miscalculation on their part because they put all of these multi-million-dollar games out and it didn't catch on the way they thought it was going to. Time goes on. They make the hardware more affordable and attainable to people when Quest came out, which was an important thing especially for indie devs. But you're talking about scaling back the power of the platform by orders of magnitude, and it was a big step back for the quality of games. Um, so that's kind of where the hole we've been trying to dig our way out of since about 2018, 2019. And I'm with you, Eric. I think we're almost out of it. Like, the standalone games are getting way better. The cloud technology is going to be here soon, and people are moving back into PC VR because of all the modding that's happening right now. So I agree. I think the second half of 2024 is going to be stacked with some high end VR games. And that's good because it's been probably 18 months since we had a good period where we've had a bunch of high end VR games come out right in a row.
yeah,
Anyway,
for sure.
so you're not home. You've been in China, but you're
Yeah.
not home yet. You want to talk a little bit about why you're not home yet and where you're at and what you're doing?
Yeah. I was in China for I was China for a week. So I haven't really talked to you guys since I've been back since then. China was super cool. I went to Shanghai, and Meta has offices in Shanghai, and I didn't even know that because Meta is kind of not allowed in China, right? Like Meta, there is no Meta Facebook in China. There's no headsets. There's no Facebook at all. But they do have offices there, and it's too funny because their office is completely branded as Oculus. So this was the offices that were there when it was Oculus, and the only reason and the only way they can stay there is if they keep everything branded Oculus. So it's super cool to see. I mean, there's pictures of Palmer Luckey, on like there's like magazine covers of Palmer on like Game Informer and like a time it was like a Time magazine article with Palmer
Mm.
on the cover, and so he's like on the pictures in the wall in the lobby, and like there's like a signpost that says like One Oculus Way. The stage in the conference room where you do all your talking is shaped like the Oculus logo. It's just super cool. All their branding is still Oculus. Like they gave away these little teddy bears to everybody that had a Quest 3 headset, and the bear is wearing a black Oculus sweater. Like it's just cool to freaking see. Like I love Oculus. We all do, right? Like I hated to see it go away, and it's just cool to see a Meta branded or a Meta office that's Oculus branded. And I talked to about 100 Chinese developers there. I did some talking there and telling them a little bit about the North American market. And there is a rabid, smart, creative community of developers that want to make VR games there. It's just freaking cool to see, man. You just, there's creative people everywhere to make VR, which is awesome.
So the moral of the story is if you miss Oculus, just go to China.
Right.
That's it. They're there. They're there. Yeah, it's
No,
super cool.
well, that sounds awesome, man. I bet there was a bit of culture shock going on there, but I imagine Shanghai was probably a beautiful city, right?
Yeah, Shanghai is gorgeous, man. Like it's a lot of the propaganda that you hear about China is not, at least in Shanghai, is not there. Like it felt to me like any other foreign city I've ever been in. It's beautiful. The people are amazing, super nice people. A lot of English speaking people in China, which helps me out a lot because I don't speak
Mhm.
Chinese in any way. So it was pretty cool, man. But it was just it was really neat to see all the all the the people that are like really passionate about VR and super creative people. You know, it's funny though. One of the things I will say is almost every one of these developers that were there, their companies are large companies that have a lot of money, but they do it because they have a lot of money because they all run mobile. So it's like they're all mobile game studios, and they've
Yeah.
decided to have a division of their studio be like just VR. Like they're like, oh, let's do VR. So they'll put like most of them like had 1,500 to 2,000, 3,000 employees, but 90% of them were on mobile, right? And they maybe had like 20 people or 10 people doing a VR game.
Well, that's kind of crazy. Well, I mean, baby steps, right? I imagine that, and this is pure speculation on my part, but I imagine that everything is kind of strict and regimented over there. So, um, maybe not so much control over what you want to do. And there's a lot of money in mobile gaming. Like, I know that there for a long time, Konami, that's all they wanted to do was just put mobile games out, and Sony was even kind of moving in that direction for some time until just very recently they pivoted away from it a little bit. But now you're in Los Angeles for something very exciting, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm in Santa Monica for the next 3 months. So I had to get a place here in Santa Monica, and myself and Jasmine are here because we're Flat to VR Studios was accepted to A16Z Speedrun. Um, this is it's a super cool program. That's um, guys. It's put on by this program is run by Andreessen and Horowitz, who they own one of the largest VC firms in the world. I think with a almost $50 billion portfolio, and they put $75 million into this Speed Run 3, um, which is this is the third speed run they've done. So A16Z is Andreessen Horowitz gaming division of their fund. And they're putting $75 million into this. 37 companies made it in out of 40, almost just under 4,200 companies applied. Only 37 were accepted into the program. Less than 1% get into this program. It's extremely hard to get into. And I will say that they do have an AR and VR, love at Andreessen Horowitz because they were one of the ones who originally backed Palmer Luckey and Oculus early on. They gave them their first break. You know what I mean? When Brandon Uribe and Nate Mitchell and Palmer and those guys were just getting going and they were looking for funding because they didn't have any money and they were about to run out. Andreessen and Horowitz came in and led their first round and really took them to the next level to be able to get their Rift headset out to a lot of people. So they're still here, Andreessen Horowitz, and they're putting lots of money into gaming. And we were super proud to be the only true VR company that was asked to be in this speed run. They have invested a lot in VR companies before, and all those companies have been very,
Mhm.
very successful coming out of it. But we were the only ones asked in the Speedrun 3 to be there as a VR company, and just super proud to be able to represent VR. And it's going to allow us to do a whole bunch of things, guys, for Flat to VR, like things that we
Yeah,
weren't able to accomplish before.
It's awesome.
it's hard to explain to people who don't know just how significant this is. I mean, you already kind of talked about how exclusive it is, and that in and of itself is a big deal. And it is it does mean funding, right? We're going to get a good chunk of money because of this, which is always important. If you're trying to really release top-notch VR games, you need to be able to invest in that. But I think kind of the biggest, um, most significant part of this is the fact that we're gaining access to the contacts, right? That this firm has made over their years of working in the industry. Some of the top tech and gaming companies in the world are involved here with this, and it's going to open all sorts of doors. And we've talked about it before, what the end goal is for Flat to VR Studios. We want to one day be that company that brings AAA flat games into VR. Now, obviously, we can't do that from day one. It's baby steps. We're going to be bringing some really cool games in. Don't get me wrong, but those big like exclusive AAA games, it's we were expecting this to take a number of years before we worked our way up to that, but this relationship that you're fostering right now has the potential to open up certain doors that could possibly accelerate that timeline greatly, maybe even cut it in half from what it typically would have been. And that's probably the most exciting part of it for me.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And again, they do invest a good chunk of money into each company. You know what I mean? That's part of it. It's not a huge amount. It's $750,000, right? So it's not they don't own the company. We still maintain full control. I want to make sure everybody understands that and knows that, because I know everybody gets nervous. Like,
Yeah.
whenever you take investment, people are like, "Uh-oh, what does that mean? Are things changing for Flat to VR? Does the focus change? Does the mission statement change?" It doesn't at all. Myself, Jasmine, Skiva, Elliot, we maintain complete control of the company. This just helps. It just, like, again, exactly what Wes said. Number one, we're getting schooled in business and finance, and then in everything, how to run a company, by some of the smartest people in the world. We started last week, guys. They had the CEO of Zynga come in. They had the CEO of Tinder come in. Both founders. They had the founder of Scopely come in and talk to us. They had one of the founders of I think Proletariat was the name of the gaming company. Just sold to Blizzard for over $1 billion. They had him come in and speak. I mean, it just gives you a wide range of knowledge. Number one, and myself and Jasmine are going to be learning from some of these amazing people for the next 12 weeks. But then again, just all of the cachet that it brings, like all these people, they know everybody in the industry. These are some of the people that gave help to some of those other companies. So any studio that you can think of that is like, maybe would not talk to us, you know what I mean? Or maybe they're like, I don't even know who Eric is. I'm not giving him a seat at my table. I'm not gonna, they haven't even launched a game yet officially. How can I give them my IP? When we have somebody like Andreessen Horowitz, like, give you their blessing and like say, yes, you're coming in, they're part of our speed run, that basically opens doors, right? It opens doors, and that puts us in those meetings. And like, some of those big companies, big names that you're thinking of, I mean, those are the ones that we're talking to now all of a sudden, and then, the money doesn't hurt, you know what I mean? So it's
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 awesome.
I don't know. Yeah, all around, it's just really good things for the VR community. This helps everybody.
That's what Looper said. He said this is good news for everybody, and I agree. We all want these amazing games, and this, like you said, just sped that time frame up. And it's just a testament to what you've been doing. That's the 37 companies. You know what I mean? 37.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's just, God is good. So
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
Indeed.
And
And
Wes, we're gonna have some big games coming too. Like, I don't know, like we haven't been, the doors haven't been shut for us. Like, we've been working hard, like trying to get in and make a game. And we have our first game that's going to be launching this holiday, that it will be coming out. And then we have others that we'll be showing during the new VR showcase that Jamie Feltham
Yeah,
is running.
11 days. 11 days from the showcase now. And what Eric said is true. It's one of the things that kind of has surprised me the most about Flat to VR from behind the scenes. And obviously, we can't talk too much about it. But one of the things that really has surprised me about it is how quickly we've moved in bringing in multiple titles and signing deals to do multiple games. So we're gonna show you all just kind of the first wave in just a couple of weeks, less than 2 weeks time, and it's a wide variety, right? It's a bunch of different kind of stuff, like whether you're into like um, this genre or that genre, if you're a hardcore or a casual, we've kind of got a little something for everybody ready to go right with this first kind of lineup that we're about to reveal, right?
Yeah, it's going to show our range. You know what I mean? We are not going to stick to one genre. We're going to do amazing games in VR, and like we're going to try and hit everything. Like, Flat to VR can cover so much stuff. It can cover classic games. It can cover new games. They're just, we just want any game that you play now, currently not in VR, if whether it's, on the Nintendo Switch or the Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Epic, Steam, wherever you're playing it, if it's a freaking kick-ass game and it makes sense to bring it to VR, that's what we want to go do and bring them in there. And
Is one of them
and
Wreckfest 2? Emily, the cartoony witch game kitten says, I hope it's Wreckfest 2, and that makes me think of D and Radio Rotten, because they've all been waiting for Wreckfest 2. I don't think we're at Wreckfest 2 level yet. Like Matt just said, they're in the building stages, but maybe next month.
Stay tuned, 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wanna start talking about it now, Eric, and I know you know what I'm talking about, but
I know.
we'll save it. There's cool stuff coming, Emily. I'll just go ahead and say it isn't Wreckfest or Wreckfest 2, but there's
Still cool
stuff coming. Stay tuned.
Very cool.
Anyway, why don't we say hello to our friends in chat? We have a lot of VR to talk about, and it's already getting late, so let's get on it. Gabriel 004 is here. Shout out to Gabriel 004, by the way. I did notice Gabriel re-upping the Patreon subscription earlier today. I haven't had time to make sure that he's in the outro yet, so I'll just go right off the top here and thank you, Gabriel, for rejoining the team. We appreciate your support, and very much an episode today brought to you by Patreon, right? Because
yes,
like not only did it pay for our mod this week, it's paying for our giveaway this week. And then one of the two Oculus games that we're covering, we thought we owned, but we didn't. So we had to go and buy it. So yeah, we ended up dipping into the Patreon funds quite a bit just to put this episode together. So thank you, Gabriel. Thank you to everyone who leaves donations on YouTube and everyone that supports on Patreon. Again, you're making shows like this possible, and we very much expect this to be an awesome show.
Yeah,
seriously, it could have literally cost us $100 easy today just to put on one episode if it wasn't for the Patreon.
Yeah, we spent that easy. Yeah, you're right. Samos is in the chat. Says, "Yo, my strangers in VR, all hell Flat to VR." Absolutely, here. Awesome Tatum says, "Makes me want to jump back into Stormland." That was one of the games on our list. We started some lists to kind of choose from, and it was a pretty long list. To be honest, we have a list of classics, a list of more modern games that we want to go back to, and then a list of games that we want to mod. So 3 lists we started, and on the list of classics, I think Stormland might have been the first or the second game on it. So definitely one we're going to want to get back into at some point. Marcio, the Underground Game Cat, is here. Tatum's here. Salvador is here. Melchiah, the Soul Reaving Game Cat's here. Looper, the Underground Game Cat, says what Eric said is already newsworthy. Anyway,
I did?
there you
What did I
go.
say? Shit, did I
Uh,
say something?
I think so. I hope so.
I hope I didn't say something.
Something slipped out you weren't supposed to say. Uh-oh.
Oh, man. You know who loves it when something slips out?
Yeah, that's right.
Or in. Oh, it didn't work.
It.
What happened? I didn't do the
Broke it.
check.
Oh, no.
Nah, I'm gonna have to. That's really disappointing.
Can I answer this one question here from Grandpa?
Sure,
Grandpa
go for it.
Barbecuers Gamecast says, Eric, what do you think the future of PlayStation VR 2 really is? Well aware that's only an opinion, but you have a lot more knowledge than a lot. And I mean, I really don't. Like, I don't have any extra knowledge. I mean, I can tell you as much as Wes would know, and that is we're going to support it. Like, Flat to VR will support it. We are PlayStation partners, and we are developing our games that we're developing now currently. We have people working on the PlayStation VR2 ports of those. That's all I can tell you. Like, I don't know the future. I think it's a great sign that they put it on sale. We are going to support it not because we think there's $1 million there to be made. We're going to support it because I think there's 1 million rabid people that want to play there. That's why we want to support it.
Did you see how successful it was while it was on sale? Like,
it's amazing.
Like hotcakes they were selling, dude. They said they sold more in that first day than they had the whole entire year up until that point.
I mean, we've been telling them all along, like, your price is too high, probably too high, and put it on sale. Why, if they had done this at the holiday season, there would have been no doom and gloom, right? Like, all this doom and gloom that's for PlayStation, there would have been no doom and gloom. If they did this sale at the holidays, the numbers would have been kick-ass. And there would have been, a lot of the stuff that everybody was saying and being all pissed off about would have never happened.
Yeah, but that's pretty much, there's a lot of things. They have about 10 different things they could have done that would have avoided, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just one single thing that Sony's done to fuck this up. It's been several different things that Sony's done to fuck this up. They didn't just get in this position, say, oh, our shit's not selling. Well, you made some bad decisions. Your marketing sucked. Like, as the worst marketing I've seen for a release like that. So I don't know.
It does show them that the people want to support it, right? I mean, I hope they see that now. Like, people want to support it if you make it affordable.
PlayStation gamers want these headsets. They just don't want to have to pay significantly more than they paid for their console to pick one up.
And that's not actually incorrect. I've talked to a customer not too long ago, and he'd mentioned PSVR 2 when we were talking, I don't know, 6 months ago or a year. And I asked him, I said, you haven't got it yet? And this was like a couple months ago. And he's like, no, man, it's too expensive. And he says, that's just too much. Now, I wondered how many people bought it because it's gone up again, right? It was temporary.
I don't know if it's gone back up. It just had sold out, like in a lot of spots. I think you can still get them direct from Sony. I think they still have them.
Okay. I'm just wondering if it's going to be a permanent sale or not. I hope so.
I hope so too.
What they missed is the EU, though, right? Like, it's everywhere but the EU and Canada.
Wow. Yeah, 350 still. Is what
it's North America and UK. North America and UK, from what I understand.
That's a lot of the world you missed out on with that sale. Nobody in the entire EU, and then nobody in Canada.
I wonder how many PC people are buying it too. It can't just be because
Steve IRE says that it is on sale in Ireland, so there's that. But EU proper not on sale yet.
Right.
Anyway, Steve's here, Looper's here, Left Control Gaming says it is still on sale. It's just sold out in a lot of spots. Mickey Barrios is already dropping the banger games in chat. Aspire 1 Steam key there up for grabs. Somebody get that. Ghost Shots here. Philosix is here. Emily Baxter, the Cartoony Witch Game Kitten, is here. Techno Glitch is here. 12 the Backlog Game Cat. Let's see. Radio Runt is here. Melkaya. Chinatown D's here. What up, D? Josh Taylor is here. Philosix, GameCat Behemoth, Prophecy 777 is in the chat as well. Oh, let's see. Who else is here that we haven't said hello to yet? People like Mepper is here. Grandpa Barbecuer the Game Cat is here. Sim is here. Duggars K, Cop Dog, Wolfheart JG, all here. Boognish 66 is here. Alihimbe D, 2-year underground stranger Game Cat is here. What up? Q Creator's here. Hello, Q Creator. Evan Yabu's here. Mr. Lord Beavis, the real Mr. Lord Beavis is here. James is here. Duggars K. Michael Verheyen says, Defector. Who doesn't remember driving a car out of a plane? Great game even today. Oh, I didn't remember it until I did it again just a little while ago. Amazing. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then at the very tippy top, we have Not Sure Brondo and Four Wheeling, and that is as high up as I can scroll. Do we have any slippies? I think I kind of already came back and got the slippies before.
Yeah, you pretty much got most of them that I see.
Yeah. Let's see. JPEG Q, what up? Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I can see here. If I missed you, apologies. Thank you, everyone, for staying up late or getting up early, whatever the case may be with you. And why don't we get into it? Roots out. One thing that we didn't do is talk about the order of operations today. So, what are we starting off with today?
We started off with, I think it was, Defector.
Detector, smoke
Yes.
detector. Defector, this is a game that came out, I want to say in 2018, 2019. I haven't checked, but it feels like it came out around that time.
It was 2018, I believe.
2018 came from what used to be one of my very favorite VR studios. Twisted Pixel made this game. Twisted Pixel is an amazing studio, and had they stayed on the path that they were on, I feel like that they would be in the same conversation with others from that era, like Fast Travel Games, Vertigo Games, In Dreams, all of these. They were among the cream of the crop in the early days of VR. And Defector is just another example of the awesomeness that they brought along. We decided to cover this one today because, it had been many years since we played it, probably 3 or 4 years since any of us had played it. And we remember at the time that it came out that it was kind of underappreciated. Like, we remember that the game was amazing, that it didn't really get the appreciation that it deserved at the time because people wanted this to be a full-fledged $40 game with a 15-hour campaign, and it turned out to be a $20 game with a 5 to 6 hour campaign. And not only that, but this came out around the same time that Blood and Truth came out, and it was kind of in the shadow of that. Like, this was supposed to be PC's Blood and Truth, which it kind of was, but this is a very different game, isn't it, Roots? Like, where Blood and Truth was more of a straightforward shooter, this game is way more heavily focused on adventure and narrative. Like, Blood and Truth's more of an action game. This is more of an adventure game, right?
Yeah, it's more of an adventure. What's ironic though is Blood and Truth was more of a story. Like, it just felt like more of like a tale in a sense. Even though you're on these missions and stuff, it's like they're similar, but they're just two different games. I thought this one in some ways was cooler because of the branching dialogues. You get to choose which ones you want to choose. You can actually scan people, and you can read like stuff about them, and it just different things you can do, and then of course the action. This one actually has more locomotion. Like the other one was node based, Blood
Right.
and Truth, and so even though people didn't like that, and this one had more freedom. The Blood and Truth, I don't know, but I really like this. This was fun today. I'm glad we went into it, and I was kind of actually what was cool was right before we did the show, we were trying to decide, and we decided on these games, and Classy Grandma came into the Discord where we were talking, and we told her the games, and she said, I've never heard of Defector or the games we were talking about, and we were like, that's exactly why we picked them, because people don't know about them. So I thought that was kind of cool too.
So for those of you who don't know, this is a kind of a spy thriller. It's an action adventure game. And one of the things that I think that kind of one of the hallmarks of this game, Eric, Roots kind of touched on just then, is the branching dialogue. People kind of praised Journey to Foundation this year for the way that they approached narrative and branching dialogue. But as good as it was done in Journey to Foundation, I still don't know if it's done quite as well as it was done in Defector, because Defector not only kind of had that same type of thing going on where if you say the wrong thing, you could blow it, or if you say the right thing, you could achieve your goals easier. But literally, a few of these levels in this game have completely divergent paths that you can choose to go on. You can take the path to the right, which is maybe less action oriented and more story driven, or you can take the path to the left where you're not talking so much and you're just blasting your way through with a gun. The game kind of leaves that in your hands, but it doesn't show its cards. Like, you don't know what's going to happen if you go to the left or the right a lot of the time until you start down the path.
Yeah, for sure. And first off, do you know who else will blow it if you say the right things?
That's right.
And she's still not
Yeah, she
doing
will.
it. I don't know what her deal is. I'm
She
starting to get a
what?
little.
Why is she so pissy?
I don't know. I think she's just. Yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean, it's super cool, man. The branching kind of like dialogue pass that you have is I like it a lot, and you can fail. So like, it only gives you so many
Yep.
chances to like get the right answer, and it like you only have like so many wrong answers you can give, right? And then at some point you're gonna fail, and they'll kill you because you gave the wrong answer, and that's like the gist of what you're doing here. Like, you're trying to get either certain information, or you're kind of undercover, and you're trying to like get something out of the person that you're talking to. And if you ask them the wrong question too many times, or say the wrong thing too many times, you're dead. Which
Yep.
is cool, man. Like, you have like you have like situations or outcomes where you can do the wrong thing, which is great. Like, I love when there's bad things that will happen to you if you don't do it right. And then, like you said, Wes, I mean, like, the whole idea that your decisions will branch how your story goes later on is such a cool part of the game. Like, a little bit farther down the road in the game, like, you're interrogating somebody, and you really have the choice of whether you continue to interrogate them and keep them alive to get what you want, or literally you can kill them. And those are the decisions. And then what happens from there changes the outcome of the way the game is played from that point. And this happens throughout the whole game.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, man.
But you
And it's
know who
funny
loves
too.
nuts? Sorry, I fixed it. So I had to get it in
She's
there.
working.
Okay.
I remember some of the criticism of this game back in the day, Roots, is that it didn't go quite far enough in that direction. And it just goes to show how crazy people's standards were back then. It was like, because you can put this up to any other game today that does a similar thing with branching narrative and branching path. And this is right there with all of them, if not better. Um, Not only that, but like, a lot of thought went into the game and its characters, right? Even like B-level characters that are literally cannon fodder for you to blast through with your gun. every character has a backstory and character traits that have been written and programmed into them. You have spy tech, like a contact lens, AR contact lens thing that you can use to examine the people in your immediate surroundings. And it'll give you a synopsis of every character that you look into. It'll tell you what their interests were, what their background is, how old they are, like everything. And and while most of the time that stuff doesn't come into play, um, it's still an interesting touch and must have taken just days and days and days of extra writing just to have that one little feature in here.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mischievous Marcio says, "Is this standalone only?" This is PC actually. But yeah, no, that's one of the best things about it. Is exactly what you just said. I think this game is amazing.
Yeah, it's not on standalone at all. This is a Oculus Rift game. This game came out for Oculus Rift. I think even before the S, this game came out.
Yeah.
No, it came out. Yeah. It may have. It's 2018,
CV1?
I believe. Was it CV1 for this one?
Yeah. Rift S didn't come out until 2019 or 20.
It came out when Quest 1 came out. The Rift S did.
Yeah.
They come out at the same time.
Okay, so yeah, that was like 2019 then, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this says it came. Looper says this came out in 2019, so maybe about that same time. But you know, one of the biggest things that my biggest takeaway, and I said this to you and Mash earlier, that I remember about this game when it came out was everybody bitching about it being too cheap. That was the narrative. It's only $20. Before it came out, they were like, it can't be good. It's only $20. Like, I don't, and we're like, I don't, I felt like I was in Bizarro world. It's the only time I've ever heard people say that versus saying it's too expensive. But for 20,
that was the funny thing.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
People say no, nobody be like $20 now. It's like average.
So yeah, and I think that was the thing, is that people were equating to it like what they thought the quality level would be, because of the lesser price to what they were expecting. People were expecting this to be a $40 game, and the quality level is here for a $40 game, even by today's standards. In fact, if this game released today, it would probably cost a lot more than what it costs right now. It's a little on the shorter side, right? Like, this is about 6 hours to play through this. But what most people don't really recognize is that it is replayable. Like we said, there are branching paths in some of these levels, and you can get two playthroughs out of this easy and have a fairly significantly different experience each time.
Yeah, exactly. Did you get the? I guess you had to get the shock ring. Does it let you? You have to get that shocker ring, or can you? Is there ways to go around it?
I don't think you have to. I didn't use it. Actually, I got dinged in my playthrough today because I didn't use it.
Oh,
I
just used the gun.
That guy.
Well, and that's what you're talking about too, Wes. Is like there's different really play things, and there's different unlockables depending on how you played. Like if you get into a melee fight on the plane early on too, and if you don't take any damage at all, you get an unlockable, or like you would get an achievement. So those are things that you can do, and like on the plane itself, you can, if you get behind the bar, you can open up a safe that you have a chance to get into, so you don't even have to go into that briefcase. So it just kind of depends like how you want to play through it, and there's definitely different ways to do things. Like there's a whole scene later on where you're in a hotel, and how you get out of the hotel is different. So you can either like gunfight it and go in guns ablazing to try and get out of the hotel and like take as many enemies out as you can with guns, or you can go stealth and get out that way. So your gameplay is going to change every time if you want to, it'll change every time you go in.
Yeah, and that's it's odd because I don't think I ever went back and played through it a second time. I finished it pretty quickly, like right away. I think I played through it in 2 settings. But as is always the case, we were kind of on to the next game, and I never went back to play it again until now. It's kind of weird, Roots, because as good as this game is, and it is an excellent game, Um, it isn't one that stays at the forefront of your mind. It's a game that is easily forgotten, even by people like us that loved it. Like I had forgotten about its existence until I started scrolling through my Rift Lab or the Rift store rather earlier today, and I just happened to stumble upon it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I feel like that way about a lot of games, though. It's like there's so many games out there, and even though you might think of them from time to time, you go to that through your library and you're like, holy shit, I forgot about that one. And I think you were doing that right today, going through a lot of different games, and
Yeah.
we'd forgotten about a bunch of them. It just shows you how many amazing games, especially early on, that there were. And we talk about it, and I know they're stepping stones. Um, but like nobody wants to play the shit games, the boring games, and they're getting better. But like this game, actually, all three of these games are better than most of the games that come out today. And so even though we needed to take that step back to get mass adoption, I I I think the gaming in a lot of ways suffered. We've been suffering through a lot of bullshit for a long time to get to that stage. So I'm ready to get out of it. I've been ready to get out of it for probably over 2 years. So
I think the good thing is when we do come out of it, you'll have enough for a lot of different gamers. So
right,
there is a passionate audience now for the games that maybe me and you don't like. I'm not a fan of What the Bat. Everybody knows that, but there are people that like it. I'm not a fan of Beat Saber, but there are people that love it. So I think when we come out of this tunnel and we do get back to these types of games again, where this is more commonplace, where you can spend a little bit more budget on a game and have a little bit higher level, which we do think it is coming, very soon. Then I think you're going to have a mix. You're going to have people that just want to go play Gorilla Tag, which is great. You'll have that mobile concept of people that just want a casual, fun game to get into for 15 minutes or 20 minutes or
right,
social experience. But then you're going to have the people that want Defector, that want the games like Mass Effect, games like Uncharted. Those are the
right.
games that I want to see and you want to see and Wes wants to see those in VR. I think those are coming. But like I think we said it earlier, we had to have this step we're in now, this standalone step. Otherwise, this stuff would never be coming back again. Like we would. I don't think there would be VR. I really don't.
No, we wouldn't.
Yeah,
And that's the
I agree.
problem up until now, especially with flat to VR and all the mods and stuff. It hasn't been like that. It's everybody else has gotten their fucking bullshit, the Beat Sabers, the fucking
Mm-hmm.
Gorilla Tags, all the bullshit. We haven't gotten our shit for the most part. There's some games out there. At least that's how I feel. I just after 6 years of VR gaming, I just suddenly dawned on me that the type of games I want to play that I've gravitated back to on in flat, I want them in VR, but I haven't been able to do it up until now with the UEVR mod and with these mods. And that was the real moment that my eyes were really open, that even the best of the best VR games weren't even on the level of the best of the best flat. They're just not. But you take the best of the best flat and you put them in VR, and now the flat it's so much better than the flat version. You know what I mean? Like it takes it to the next level. It is what it is. So
Wow. Anyways, this game is available on the Rift store for $20 right now. It is still available. Um, if you've got a Quest headset, or God forbid you're still playing on a Rift, you should pick this up and check it out. If you've got another like Steam VR headset, or or you're gonna have the PlayStation VR 2 playing through Steam, it's still possible that you can play these games, but you're probably going to want to wait to buy it until it's been tested. So there's a tool called Revive that allows you to use Steam VR headsets and play Oculus games. Um, it's been some time since I tried to use Revive. It used to work pretty well back in the day, but I haven't tried it for a while. So it's yet to be seen how well Revive is going to work with PSVR 2, but we'll try to test that out for you when the time comes. I mean, I guess it's coming out in just a few days. And when we get our adapters in, We'll be sure to put it through the paces and let people know if there's a viable option to play these meta exclusives um, on your PSVR 2. But with that said, let's move along to, I think our mod is next. Roots, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So this week, we finally decided to jump into a game that we've been talking about playing probably for a couple of months now, fairly regularly. And that game is Little Nightmares 2. We played the original Little Nightmares, I want to say through Vorpex in an immersive screen format. But now, thanks to the magic of the Universal Unreal VR Injector mod, we got to play this in full on 3D. And the way that it works, obviously, it's not full 360 because this is a 2.5D side scroller game. But basically, it's almost, Eric, like having like watching 180-degree VR movie, right? Like everything in front of you is the world, and it all has depth, and you can even walk back and forth on Z-axis. But if you turn around and look behind you, it's just the fucking void, right?
Yeah, this is one of the favorite things I've ever done in VR. This game, I have to say, just because the uniqueness of it, and I don't care that there is like a void behind me.
No,
And I don't know about you guys, but I noticed it when I got in there, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I never even give a shit about it after that. Like I never like looked
nope,
around like, ah, that's so stupid. Like I mean, I get that it's not a built from ground up VR game, so it doesn't matter to me. Like if you're gonna take this game and make it into a VR game, you would probably fix that, and it would just be basically making some
right.
atmospheric effects around you. You would, I don't think you don't need it to where you would actually have like stuff happening behind you. But even if you just made it to where it wasn't like a different color and you just had the same atmosphere that was like you're looking at, so it all kind of blended in, I think that would be fine. But literally, there's so much going on in front of you, and it looks so fucking good that I didn't care. Like I could care less that there was like a little blue screen over here, or I look behind me and it's like a different color or whatever. Um, I don't know about you guys. This is one of the coolest things I've done in a while in VR.
The 3D depth is just incredible in this thing, and the detail is super crisp and clear. Roots, I went in immediately before I even injected this thing, and went into the graphics settings. I put it up on 4K resolution. I turned everything up to epic, and it didn't even hiccup, man. When I injected it, it just went straight into my G2. I played this on my G2, and it was just gorgeous. And these 2.5D games work so much better than like the 2D games. Like we played Witchblood last week or the week before, and that was a great fun game. But it doesn't even hold a candle to this 2.5D Little Nightmares 2. This was just an incredible experience, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. This is again AAA money versus non AAA money. Even though Witchblood, I guess at that point kind of was AAA money, kind of, right, for VR. Um, this is like a legit, and I guess it's not AAA, but it might as well be. It this is like a legit platforming adventure. I'd never played. I don't remember playing Little Nightmares 1, or don't remember much about it, and so I didn't have any expectations of what this was. And when I started dying to weird fucking crazy shit, I was like, what the hell is happening? I just think it's super cool. I think, like Eric said, it's one of the coolest things I've done in a while. Just in general, these type of games, and just getting in there, it brings like a smile to my face, that like almost like I'm a kid again. I don't get that from many games these days anymore. But a lot of these, you can say maybe it'll wear off, just like a lot of VR did for me to some extent. But a lot of these, playing and being in these worlds, and playing these amazing games and being in there, it's just magical. It's kind of what I felt 6 years ago when I got into VR, and I feel it again when I get into stuff like this.
It kind of has a vibe of like a dark fairy tale, right? Like almost like Hansel and Gretel, and you
Mm-hmm.
stumble upon the witch's cottage, and you go in there, and she's actually eating the children. You know, as a kid, you conjure up some like what you would consider scary mental images at that time, but even that doesn't hold a candle to some of the dark shit that you stumble across from the very beginning of this game, where you've got like literally decaying corpses lying around, and you go into I mean, I don't want to spoil too much of it, but you find your way into this dude's house, and like there are people in there, dead people, taxidermied and stuffed, like sitting in like um these scenes where like they'll be around a dinner table like pretending to eat dinner or
Mm.
whatever. It's just incredibly morbid.
They weren't
But the lead,
pretending. They were eating, Wes. I saw them.
yeah,
I'm just
right,
kidding.
right. But the lead character is this like little kid, like 5, 6, 7-year-old kid that you're trying to, you know, stealthily make your way through here undetected. And I don't know, Roots, if it's just like the fact that your character's a kid, or maybe it's the art style, or the combination of both. Uh, Even though it's like incredibly dark, it also has kind of this, like I said, kind of this fairy tale feel to it at the same time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got a fairy tale feel, and it's kind of weird that little girl. I kind of considered her my friend, and like you'll whisper, "Hey, come over here," and then like she'll help you
Mm-hmm.
boost up and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Um, it's just I still don't know what the hell's really going on in here for as far as I've made it in there. I kind of got to a part where I got stuck, and then I ended up moving to a new game, and it was like so dark in there. I kind of wish I would have turned my brightness up. This is a dark game, right? Like dark. It's cut, as far as you get into some rooms and it's pitch dark in there.
Yeah, and I think it's supposed to be. It's like I think that's like part of the game. It's supposed to be a little bit dark in some of those spots. Like you want to not be able to see everything, which is great, which I
Well,
love. And
did you guys work your way through that one puzzle with the little gnome guy that was carrying the candle, and you had to like kind of lead him through the
I
room?
I,
And
I
I did
did.
not get that far.
That's the part I got stuck in that fucking room where it's dark and you have all those. He's up on on the shelves,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I like. So this is the thing, and this where it probably wouldn't have been a big deal flat, but because it's so dark in there, it's feels very claustrophobic as you're trying to find your way, and there's like you can't really go anywhere. And I did that for like 5 minutes and I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, I gotta get out of here somehow. And the easy way is for me to take the headset off and switch to another game. But I will go back because I really I did. I'm assuming you made it past that part, Wes.
How
Yeah,
far is that in? Is it like because I got to the
It's like an
cottage
hour
and
in or
I
something.
got to the little girl where she was helping me get over some things I couldn't get over, and then I had to stop.
it was
Yeah.
a little, maybe another 5 or 10 minutes past that. Um, yeah.
The last game we're going to talk about sucked up so much of my time that I didn't have as much in here as I
Let's
wanted
see,
to.
that's what this game did for me. Like I set the start time of the show back 15 minutes from what we originally agreed on, and the reason for that was is I spent so much time in Little Nightmares 2 that I didn't have enough time to play Defector before the show. So like I had to literally give myself another 15 minutes in Defector just so I could finish the chapter. But Roots, on speaking about that puzzle room specifically, I got stumped on it for a minute, maybe 5 minutes. I was stuck, but when you find out what you're supposed to do, it's actually something that's pretty incredibly simple. And you're
That's
like, wow, what I
that's
didn't think to do that to begin with.
that's the thing. Most of the stuff is simple. They're puzzle type of things, but they're not the hardest. My thing is just it was so dark you couldn't really see. Maybe I had it too dark, because you get to
Well,
set your brightness at the beginning.
you got to go
Mm.
under the gnome guy and lead him around. He's got a light, like he's holding a candle, and you have to lead him around the room to kind of illuminate parts of the room.
Yeah, I did that, but I'll have to go back in and lead him around again. Jerk. That jerk.
Wes Looper says that. So I did see that the third part of this one's coming out. I thought it said 2025, but he said this year, which
Hmm,
is Little Nightmares 3. But remember, I had said earlier that Supermassive was doing this. It is. They're doing Supermassive is doing the third one
Doing the
really?
third one.
with
That's
Bandai Namco.
awesome.
Yeah, because I had
So
thought
that's
maybe I was thinking Supermassive did the Seeking Dawn. I'm like, I had it in my head, but that's what it was. I think I had seen the page, the wish list page for Little Nightmares 3, and that's where I saw Supermassive.
Wow.
so that's literally the same team that put Switchback out. It was
Right?
developed by Supermassive and published by Bandai Namco. Um, so yeah, that's pretty awesome. It's coming out next year, says Looper,
Hell yeah.
and we'll be playing it in VR
Either
immediately.
way.
And
Either way.
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Maybe it'll come out in VR. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
the
it will.
magic, man, of this mod. Like I started playing this game, I booted it up, and my youngest son um, immediately came in and it piqued his interest because he's familiar with the game. He's never played it, but he's super interested in it. And he's like, "What are you playing? You playing Little Nightmares?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he said, "Are you going to play it in VR?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
He's like,
And
you know me, son. I'm playing. I
How
only
dare he
playing it
ask
in
that question?
only. Yeah, I'm only playing in VR.
so literally, he sat here and watched me, and I showed him how easy it is to mod it. Like, I was like, "Dude, you can do this on your computer," you know. And he's in there running a 1080, and I'm sure he probably wouldn't be able to run it on 4K Ultra like I am, but he could put it on 1080p medium and run it in there with the VR mod, and I'm
Yeah,
sure it would work. Um,
I ran everything we did today on a laptop.
there you
On a,
go.
on a laptop using Steam Link, in an Airbnb. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is a 3080 laptop, but it's still not like a normal 3080. That's probably
Right.
like a 20 series something. Like a mid to late 20 series. And I ran everything on Epic, on everything I played, so I had no issues.
I showed him the one click setup, and he's sitting here and watched me play pretty much the whole time that I played it. He sat in here and watched me play it. I put him in the headset for a minute just so he could see what it looked like, and then my daughter came through and she put the headset on for a minute so she could see what it looked like, and everybody was just blown away with it, just because of how immersive and detailed this game is inside the headset. It's absolutely beautiful.
not only that, but the lighting was so amazing, and
Yeah.
the sounds, like the different crickets, and like it's just, you could just feel how good this game is in every way. And I love this part where you're hitting those
I don't know what
things.
you guys are talking about. You're not supposed to have VR when you can't see your hands, or it's not
Oh,
first
that's
person.
right. Never mind.
Well,
I wanted to do this when I ran, you know.
uh,
So
Dude,
yeah, games like
this is
this
so
don't work
cool.
in VR, right?
I don't get it when people say that. Like, I really don't. Especially, like, I get it when some people say it because they've never done something like this. But even when people do it and they're like, "Nah, that's not for me," I'm like, really? Like, this is so immersive for me. Like, I don't know. Having a side scroller, but be in there and like, again, you're not. I'm not even looking 360, but I am in the environment. I am in the world. Like, I am part of it. And to there's something to be said for where I was talking to Roots about this earlier. There's something to be said for being able to sit your ass on a couch and just play a video game for a couple hours, 3 hours. Like, I don't, I'm past the point now that I have to see my hands, right? I mean, how long are we into VR now? I don't have to stand up and literally chop down a tree. I don't have to stand up and, like, move around for me to feel like it's great virtual reality. It's okay to sit down and just even use a controller if you want. You don't have to use touch controllers. Even use a 360 controller and just play for hours. It's okay.
it's just
It's not
relaxing. It's
only
fun.
okay, it's great. Like
It's awesome.
it's a critically acclaimed game, and it's easily the best way to play it. Like looking at this world on a flat screen is nowhere near as immersive as it is to sit there with it in full on 3D with headphones with directional audio. I mean, it's an amazing experience. Um, and it really makes me look forward to the future and the day when we'll be able to hopefully finally capture 3D video to put people in and actually do some 3D VR content one day when the headsets are more prominent and the computers and the storage is strong enough to handle something like that. I think something like this, obviously you wouldn't be able to do that with every VR game because you would make people sick trying to watch your gameplay. But something like this, you could absolutely capture this in 3D and somebody could put on a headset and watch it, and it would be almost as cool as playing the game, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just to be clear, somebody was asking about controllers. You can play this with a Xbox controller, or
Or
you can
touch.
play it with touch controllers. So I actually ended up it's because I didn't feel like breaking out my 360 controller. I don't know how you guys played it, but I did play it with the touch controllers, and it was a little bit probably more confusing that way. But once I got used to it, it was fine.
I didn't even know you could do it that way. I
With
used the
with
I
touch.
used my Xbox controller. I said yeah you could use both, and I was literally thinking of the next game, for some reason. But no, I used that. But that's cool that you can use both, for sure.
Yeah.
I use my Xbox controller. I tried to use my DualSense on this, and for whatever reason, Steam wouldn't, or the game wouldn't recognize it.
Hmm.
Steam would, like outside of the game, it would let me bring up the menus and big picture and all that. But when I launched the game didn't recognize it. I had
Which
to
one?
use my actual Xbox
Which can?
The PlayStation controller.
Uh,
PlayStation controller. Yeah, yeah.
hmm. Yeah, because Looper says it will use touch controllers with any game. So I didn't know, or UEVR game. I didn't know that.
It just depends on how well it works. Like everyone, they're not all the same. Like some of the touch controls work really well, and some don't translate as well unless you use in like specific profiles. And I didn't use any profiles with this game. I just used it straight injected, and just went like I don't know how you guys did it, but
How cool was this part right here when you got to go up to that door and do
push the door.
now smash it with the axe
Oh
and
yeah,
do
with
Yeah,
that.
here's
Yeah, that was
Johnny
cool. Yeah,
and that little
yeah,
girl's in there. I was like, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. She kind of cowered behind the bed, under the bed and stuff. It was cool.
yeah.
Looper says that situations like this, DS4 is a must. No, Xbox controller is a must for situations like this. It works 100% of the time. And I don't know about you, Roots, but I was actually kind of impressed even with the just regular rumble in this
Yeah.
game.
Right off the bat, it was cool, right? It felt good. There was rumble for different things, and they did do it well. And I also agree. At least for me, I use that Xbox controller just because it comes with a dongle, PC dongle that lets me hook it right up. And there's
Oh,
no.
I had no rumble in the touch controller, so I missed whatever the rumble was.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
really? So
Yeah,
okay.
there was good rumble. Yeah, there were some pretty impressive haptics in this game,
Yeah.
even with just the regular Xbox controller.
It does say, like, I don't know, in the beginning of the game that it recommends you use the Xbox controller. Again, for me, I didn't break. It seemed fine to run it the other way, and I just didn't break it out. But it sounds like maybe I should have now just for the rumble.
Yeah, because it did recommend
Um,
it specifically, right?
It did,
Yeah.
yeah. But the controls were great touch controls. Like I know there might be a profile out there that allows you to get the rumble effect in it
Hmm.
with the touch
oh,
controllers.
yeah,
But I'm
very
telling you, man,
possible.
the controls were great. Like I had no issues. Just because like the only thing when you're into something like this and you're using touch controls, the directions on screen for the actions it's teaching you whatever the controls are for a 360 controller or a PlayStation controller. So you
Hmm.
just have to figure out what the actual control is, right? Like, so sometimes it's telling you to hit a certain trigger or like there's no shoulder button, right? So you got to figure out what the shoulder button would be on your touch controller. And once you figure them out, it worked great. Like I had no issues doing anything in the game with the touch controllers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Xbox Game Pass only says this looks amazing. To be honest, yeah, it does, and it looks even better in the headset. Um, Typical Kiwi says that's my next mission. Play UEVR. Well, it's
Good
funny
mission.
that you say that because my friend Roots here had a great idea when we were picking up keys for this today. Why not get a couple extra and give away one to the live chat? and give away one to the people who watch after the fact, like we typically do. So that's what we're going to do here, right now. First person to answer my question that I'm about to ask on my screen in the chat will win a copy of Little Nightmares 2 on Steam so that you may mod it into VR and play it, whether that be on your Quest or your PlayStation VR. I'm sure that you'll be able to use either one. As long as you have a gamepad, you should be good to go. Anyway, so I'm going to ask a question here. It's a multiple answer question. You can give me an either answer I'll take. But if you give me one of them specifically, and I'm not going to say which one it is, but if you answer with one of these answers that I have in my brain, I will also throw in a key for the DLC. So it will be the deluxe edition for you. If the person here who picks the wrong answer out of the two available answers, then the DLC key will go up for the second chance drawing. Anyway, first person to tell me either the publisher or the developer for this game will win a copy of this game. Go. First person on my screen to give me the developer or the publisher will win a
Looper, can I
copy of
enter
Little
just for
Nightmares
the
2.
DLC? You could win it, and then you could say, I want the DLC, but I don't want the game, if you got the right answer.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do then. If Looper's okay with this, because Looper did win. He said Tarsier Studios, which is the answer, and that is the one that I was looking for.
You did it, Looper.
For the DLC. If Looper already has this, I'll go ahead and we'll name two winners. We'll let Looper have the DLC, and we'll name a second winner for the game. But
he says he's okay with it.
All right. So Looper gets the DLC. Congratulations, Looper. Prophecy 777.
It's the second one.
Wins the actual game.
Nice.
So congratulations, fellas. Tag me up on Discord to claim your keys. And if you're watching this after the fact and you're sad because you missed out on all the fun, don't be. All you have to do to enter to win the second chance giveaway is two things. One, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. You should already be subscribed. If you haven't, do that. The other thing is leave a comment on this video that says that you would like to enter to win the contest, enter to win a copy of Little Nightmares 2, and we will draw a winner 1 week from the day on Strangers in the Night next Saturday. So congratulations to the winners and good luck to everyone else.
Yeah, and if you didn't win tonight, you still got one more shot. So get your name in there.
Yep.
Shout out to Bandai Namco too for still putting out some kick-ass games, man.
Hell yeah!
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, Bandai Namco killing it with banger after banger. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, highly recommended, ladies and gentlemen. This is $30 on Steam, but if you're willing to put in a little bit of work on the Google machine, I assure you can find it significantly less out there on the interwebs. So I highly recommend everyone who has the ability to play this in VR, go do it, because it's an amazing experience and one that would have consumed my entire night if I didn't have to come here and talk about it.
Should they play number one first?
I think they're very similar, honestly. Like, I think that in terms of like graphics and art, maybe 2 has a little bit of a bump on 1, but as far as gameplay goes, they're very similar, and the vibe is very similar, and the way the game plays is very similar. I think you can't go wrong with either one, but you don't need to play 1 to play 2.
Okay.
They both stand alone pretty well, so.
Well,
They're not really telling a big story here. It's just situational, right?
Are you still helping the little girl in the first one? I need to go back and play it. I own them both.
Yeah, I haven't. I have not played the first one at all either.
You will now, though,
I
won't
have it
you?
in my library. I will. I mean, there's two games. I mean, Defector is amazing too, and I recommend that to anybody. This game and the next game we're going to talk about, I got lost in. Like the next game we're going to talk about, I completely got lost in. But I love this game. Like I literally will probably go back in here either tonight or tomorrow and play more of this game just because I want to see, like, I want to get farther in it. I want to see what's going on, and it's freaking gorgeous.
Will you put Charlie into it when you get home? That's what you need to do.
This is a little freaky, though. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Never mind.
pretty
and
dark,
everybody's
dark.
kid's different, and so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think
not?
she would get a kick out of it, like, for sure. Like some of the cooler levels that aren't like super creepy, like the beginning levels, you know, like we're just out in the forest. I think that would be cool. When you
Or
get
that-
into the house and you're seeing, like, you know,
How about-
some remnants of some dinners.
How about this part where you rip this guy's arm off?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she could definitely do that.
You know, as soon as I started pulling on that, Wes, I was like, I know I'm ripping this dude's arm off. I was like, fucking ripping. I was trying to rip it off, and it was cool.
We're gonna have to revisit my friend Pedro pretty soon, Ruuts.
Yeah, my friend Pedro. Yeah, that's good.
That was a pretty cool one, right?
I wish that was that type of game. I wish that was UEVR, because I was thinking about that. That would be such an amazing game in like legit VR versus
Right.
you know, however we played it.
Yeah, it was good. I
It
think
was
we did it
good.
on
Well, it's
Vortex.
perfect. That was a perfect game for that. And it's really not too much different than this kind of, you know, you're looking into a
Yeah,
box.
very, very similar. Yeah.
So.
Anyway, moving on to our third and final title of the evening. And this is an interesting one because I have not played this one today, unlike my friends here. Chronos was an Oculus Rift launch title from 2016. This is a game that Ruuts, we were going to cover this a few weeks ago because
So weird. Right?
much like Defector, this is one of those games that people have forgotten about. This is a high level, big budget game. For those of you who are familiar with the Remnant series, this is a prequel to Remnant from the same studio that did those games. And as such, after they launched this as a VR game on the original Oculus Rift, a few years later, they ended up rebuilding this game as a flat game on Steam. And it's called Chronos Before the Ashes, the flat version. And that's a direct reference to the predecessor, or the successor rather, Remnant from the Ashes. Yeah, we're going to go into this. Game didn't work a couple weeks ago when Ruuts tried to play it, so we just dropped it off the lineup. But when we were getting in and trying to play Seeking Dawn earlier today, Ruuts noticed that the error message was gone from it. Got in and tried it out, and it actually worked. So
How weird is that?
Weird how, yeah, a little weird how some of these old games on Oculus platform work and then they don't work.
Well, what was weird
Maybe
is
somebody watched
Seeking.
the show.
Well, that's what I thought. Maybe something, I don't know, something happened. But Seeking Dawn had the same exclamation mark with the same error or same message saying, "Hey, they didn't comply with something." I don't remember what it said, but it actually had to do with servers, right? So the servers weren't. You can still play it single player. You just can't play it multiplayer. And so I noticed this was still in my library, and I literally said, "Why is this still in my library? I can't play it." And then wait a minute, there's no exclamation mark, like Wes said. So I decided to click on it. And we were actually pick a different game. And I got in, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in the game. And I started playing it while we were talking. And I was like, dude. And then Wes suggested maybe we should just play this. And then history was made. It was cool. But
I got stuck in this game.
It's not easy, is it? Like, this is a difficult game to play. That's one thing I do remember about it. Like, it's got super high, I remember it has super high production value. I remember it has a fairly deep progression system for a VR game. and I remember that it's hard as fuck.
Yeah, and when I said I got stuck, it is hard, but I got stuck because it was so fucking good. I didn't want to get out. Like that's why I didn't get as much time
Oh,
in Little Nightmares as I wanted to, because I probably played this for 2.5, 3 hours, maybe more than 3 hours.
wow.
I think
Nice.
I'm probably like 6 or 7 deaths in. I'm like, it gets fucking hard. It reminds me of a Souls game, and the whole
Yeah.
loop of it, like the roguelike loop, is phenomenal, man.
I thought it was cool that this mischievous Marcio the Underground Game Cat was saying about Remnant. I played through Remnant 2, and Mash, you played Remnant 2 as well. And there's like, this is obviously the prequel to Remnant 1. And so they've got the same summoning stone. It's got the same the thing, that vitality heart thing that you use to revive yourself, and like different sounds and stuff. It just really made me feel like I was in the Remnant world, because this was the first one, right? And I did try the mod, by the way, Wes, and it didn't work. I mean, it worked. I got into VR, but I couldn't get, the game was acting really weird, and it was like I couldn't even get it to really do anything normal flat. So I don't know what was going on.
Oh, really?
I just
So like
ended
you
up.
couldn't even play it just on the regular PC?
No, it like was not. It just. I maybe I was just. It seemed like it was hanging up. Maybe I was just impatient, but it was like a really long load time, and I said, I don't know what's going on, and I still had to get into something else. I think I still had to get into Defector. Plus, at any rate, this is amazing. I don't need to play a flat version brought into VR. This was already in VR, right?
Well, that answers my question, because I was going to ask you which one I should
Mhm.
stream right now. And yeah, so we'll do the VR version. It is going to take me a few minutes to set up here. So I'm just going to let Eric and Roots talk to you all about this game while I tear down my camera and microphone setup and get into VR and get ready to stream this game for you all. So I'll be back here in just a few minutes, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 minutes. I'll be back. And in the meantime, you guys tell the people how awesome this game is.
Well, I guess
I
we'll start. I was gonna say let's start with the how good the graphics were. That it was so good, right?
100%. That's where I was going to say. I have the best story to tell. This is the way that every VR game should make you feel. I got into the game, and you're like in this ancient temple, right? And it's like it's kind of decrepit and falling, and there's dust particles that are floating around in the air, all over the place, and so much so that they come into your own vision. And Roots, I physically tried to blow one of them out of my face. And I laughed at myself in the fucking headset, like, you dumbass, you just tried to blow a dust particle away from your fucking face, and like
That's
it's
funny.
in VR. I mean, that's what a VR game can do for you, man.
Yeah,
You know who else physically tried to blow one out of your face?
Oh yeah, she
Yes,
did.
you did.
Oh, what's funny is Looper just said in real time. He said, "Oh, but you can't buy it. It's not available for purchase." And then he said, "Oh wait, it is now." We found that out as well, because Mash didn't
Fixed.
own it.
No.
And then he said, "Oh, I can buy it." And I said, "Well, that tells you they fixed it, because so what I don't know what developers are, what they're not complying with. This isn't the first game, obviously, like this Seeking Dawn. There's a couple games, and for whatever reason, they're just not complying with something, and the game gets it just says some functionality might not be there, and it's possible that somebody saw the show or some. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think we're that important personally, but so who knows? Who knows? You
Hey,
guys
you
are
never know.
you guys are rolling out there, dude. You have connections that people maybe might stumble on or watching what you're doing. So it's possible. Somehow, some way it got fixed. So I'm glad, because like you, I went into this game and I spent like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I was like, fuck, I need to get I need to get to some of these other games, because I had so much fun in this game. And we were gonna do Legendary Tales before this, and then, once I got in here, I was like, oh fuck, man, I want to play this. So
This is one of the best VR games I've ever played. Like, literally, like if this game came out today, you would be like 10 out of 10. This game's amazing. It's like, it's cutting edge. And this game came out in when did this
2006.
2006?
This came out on launch.
16,
March.
2016. And
Yeah,
I'm
this was a
telling you
launch
now,
title.
this is one of the best games in VR I've ever played. Like, the gameplay is here. Like
Progression, everything.
yeah. What Ruuts says a lot about like VR games and how they're shallow and the gameplay is not there and the gameplay loop is not there. This game has that. The progression is there. It's freaking deep. It's hard. The graphics are amazing. It gives you perspective change. The lighting is sick. The audio is amazing. Like in some of these levels, like you see some of the baked in like shadow or the baked in flames they have and the baked in shadows they have, and the lighting. It's just like you're like, wow, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Like, and this is 2016.
Right.
Some PC VR games today cannot do these graphics. Like, this just shows you with like what money will do when you have time and you have a big studio behind you. You know, the graphics are possible. Like, can you imagine if you could pump $2 million into a Quest game, $3 million into a Quest game, $5 million into a Quest game? The amount of graphics that you could even do now standalone would outweigh anything that we see now standalone wise. But the problem is you can't get that money back out of it. So the developers can't. You get somebody like Ubisoft, right, who goes out and they make Assassin's Creed Nexus, and they make $7 million in the first 3 months of launch, and they're like, well, we can't support VR anymore because we just lost money. And so you're like, well, how did you lose money? And if you made $7 million in revenue in 3 months, how did you lose money? Those are really good numbers for VR. Those are fantastic numbers for VR. And that's the problem, right? Like if you're going to do that kind of quality in VR, you need to charge $60 to $70 per game, not be $30 and have that
Right.
be super high end. And you need to have almost everybody who owns a fucking headset buy it at that point. Like you can't even have, you can't have half the people that own a headset buy it, or you're going to lose money. And that's the problem with, a lot of these older games. Like there just wasn't enough people to buy them. Like this game is $39.99 still today.
Right.
If you're going to buy it today, it's $40, and this is from 2016. But
it's well worth $40. Yeah, I bet they did. Yeah. Hey, and this is the thing. Somebody was saying that what was it? It was way ahead of its time, right? And that's exactly what we said, because literally we were, all of these games, you could easily go on a 1080. You could go on you could crank the Ultra, like what MASH did on a 2080 or 2070 or whatever the 3080 mobile would be worth, or I guess a laptop, right?
Yep.
So it definitely graphically, on every level, it was amazing.
Yeah. When I loaded in with my laptop, I'm just using my laptop here. It's an MSI. It's got a 3080 Ti, or not even a Ti. It's just a 3080 laptop's graphics card in it, which is probably a high 20 series card. And it loaded me in on like recommended graphics, which was below high. And I immediately kicked it up to epic. I went to high first just to say, okay, can I do high? And it ran great. And almost immediately I was like, I'm booting this up to epic just to see what happens. And it ran buttery smooth. I had not one bit of lag, not one frame drop that I could tell like with my eyes. And it ran amazingly on that. So I think anybody could run this really. I mean, if you have a decent graphics card, somewhere in the mid to high 20 series, you could probably run on epic. And if you don't have a 20 series, you could probably run it at least on medium or probably low or something.
Here's the thing. When this game came out, people were running 970s and 1080s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? 2016.
And they were hard to get back then.
Yeah. 2016. So I guarantee everybody's computer should be able to run this, even if it had to be on medium or something. But it had a lot of what Remnant 2 has, and I thought that the combat was, I'm not a melee person, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy this combat. So
it reminds me of like Elden Ring, like, it's got the roll. I mean, because I'm not a huge melee fan either. I would prefer like a Remnant to like gun, kind of like having
Oh,
the
dude,
gun and
so
shoot
good.
combat. But I do like this, dodge, roll, block. It does have that Elden Ring feel to it or like a Souls feel to it with the roll and melee.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, because you're
It's
not just
hard. It's freaking hard, man.
well, and then there's the other aspect that we haven't touched on. Every time you die, you age a year. So you
Mm-hmm.
start at like what 18, and then so as you get older, if you die a lot, there's certain abilities you can't get anymore. As you get older, you can't get agility, and like things change. You start to. That's what's kind of cool about it. That everything progresses and shifts, and I just they put a lot of thought into the progression for this game, and you can tell that it's the Remnant team, right? And I hope
Mm-hmm.
they come back to VR because they've only gotten better with their games, but they know how to make VR clearly. So please come back, make Remnant 3 in VR, and I would love you. Remnant 2 in VR is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very taxing on your
Well,
piece
shit.
on your.
Or
But
let us
you've got
make
a
it for you.
4090. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Flat to VR.
Yeah. No, it's super cool. The gameplay is so yeah. You can't once you start to level up as you go. You can level up your health. You can level up your arcane ability, your power, your
Agility.
strength, and your agility. And like you said, as you get older, just like in real life, as you get older, you're not as strong as you used to be. So it doesn't let you level up anymore your strength or maybe your agility. You can always upgrade your arcane, which is great, which is like your sense and like it'll open up different. Your arcane opens up like different things for you later on. What I thought was cool, Roots, is as you hit like levels in your age, I think at 20 you get 20, 30, and 40 you get to open up a new like overall ability. So you get these like you can go in different directions. So when you hit age 20, it gives you three choices of overall ability that you can get, and like one was more like arcane, one was more strength, one was more agility, or no more health. Agility wasn't in there; it was just strength, health, or arcane. And then it says later on, like when you hit 30, you'll get another three set that you get to choose from. So even though you start to lose stuff as you get older, you do get to pick new as you hit milestones of 20, 30, 40, 50. You get these overall abilities that will change with you because your fighting style will have to change as you get older. How fucking deep is that?
It just everything about it is deep, right? Like, because you could think, okay, you might have a benefit to getting older, but you don't want to die, like, but you need to die for different reasons than other games, right? Other games, it's just a mind fuck because you don't want to die, but you need to die. I don't know. I'm still confused. I think I'm level 20 or 20 or 21, age 20, 21. I've died like 3 or 4 times, and it's crazy.
Bruce,
Some of it gets hard, man. Those guns and like this ain't no fucking joke. It's
I
crazy.
died 2 times right away because I died 3 times needlessly because I died like for the first time. Again, it's going to kill you early on because it needs to show you that you need to die to get better. And then Roots, right after I died the first time, I fucking rolled off an edge,
Oh
a
god.
ledge, and I died almost immediately right away. So I'm like, fuck it, man. I just went from 19 to 20 in like 2 seconds. And then there's that big, huge, like mechanical creature. And
Monster or whatever.
I didn't realize that he one hits you, he'll fucking kill
Dude,
you.
he,
So
he
like,
kicks you. He'll fucking kick you across the room, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, you can't get hit by him. He's a one shot.
One shot, because I was like, because one of the enemies dropped like a shard that you can collect to level up your sword or your axe, and it was freaking right next to this dude. So I'm like, well, I have full health. I'm gonna run in there and get it. If I get hit, I'm okay because I have full health. And he one shot me and killed me, and I'm like, God damn it! I just died again, man. I'm like,
He
I died 3 times in like a minute.
How crazy was it that he was climbing underneath that thing
Oh,
after you?
scared the
Um,
shit out of me.
I saw the same thing, but I had to I didn't think like you. I because I had already died to him once. he stomped on me when I first was trying to open that gate, and so I was like, shit. I slowly crept to him and was able to grab the horn thing or whatever it was and get away from
You
him.
know who loves to grab the horn thing? Or whatever
Oh
it was?
yeah, she loves it. She loves it a little too much. Sometimes you have to slap her hand. Say stop. Not now.
I like the there's discoverability in here too, so it's not just all like enemy fighting. It's
Do you
not
think
like it's
Wes is gonna
platforming
like
or
it?
anything. Oh my god, Wes is gonna freak. I think.
I think Wes is gonna like
I
it.
haven't played this game in 5 years, according to my Oculus app.
That's crazy. I think you're gonna love it. I mean, I know you know. This is my thing. Even though I remembered it, I didn't remember it the way it was. Like I went in there and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! I don't remember this game being this good." So yeah, no, it's definitely probably I believe one of the best games on the platform, and it is Oculus Studios backed. So I believe, isn't it? Right? Aren't they part of
is, yeah.
Oculus?
Yeah. It's definitely. That's the reason why this Steam version doesn't support VR. This is an Oculus exclusive VR game.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why UEVR was having trouble with it, but I will try to go into it and try it again sometime. So
Check 1, 2. Check. All right. Let's see here. Audio properties. We need advanced properties. Come on, bro. And we're going to put a little bit of boost on my mic in OBS. Check 1, check 2, check. You know, Roots, when an audio source isn't giving you enough of a boost when you put the slider all the way up, you can go into the advanced audio properties for that source, and you can amplify it as much as you want in there.
I wonder would that. I guess I can.
So that's what I just did to my mic because it wasn't loud enough. But then it occurred to me that the microphone is my headset's not pulled all the way down, so that was probably dumb for me to do that. let me put it down. Check 1, check 2. Yeah, that's put me a little bit.
I think it's good.
Yeah, you sound good.
Well, I mean, I'm switching over.
I'm
to
looking at I'm looking at yours. Yeah.
Check 1, 2, check. All right, so that's pretty good there. All right, so we've got that. I'm almost ready, guys. Thank you for your patience. I can always tell how good a game is that we're doing real-time review when I get my headset on and I come back and you guys are still talking about the actual game instead of talking about stuff in the chat. That's how you know that you have a really good one.
Yeah, because I feel like
we've got a really good one here.
If you hadn't came back, we probably could have talked for another 5 minutes probably about it.
Because I mean, we didn't even get into the audio and how freaking good the audio is in here, and like the ambient noises and sounds, and like just the creaking of like some of the gates as they open. I mean, it's so.
I can't think of one thing that I really don't like about it. I'm sure there's some people that wouldn't like it, just because they don't like this type of game. But yeah, the production value on every level is amazing. So
what's up,
yeah.
Kong Doge 13? Welcome to the chat.
I mean, I guess if I had anything to say, and this doesn't bother me, but I guess I could see where people might bother. Like when Wes gets into it here a little bit, you'll notice because of the way that the camera kind of like changes and follows the character to different areas. Sometimes it gets to a point where it's hard to see where the character goes.
Yeah,
where you have to like crane yourself around to like kind of really see where he is.
That's the case of pretty much all fixed camera games, be it in VR or flat. Like when you have a fixed camera, sometimes you lose your character. Sometimes enemies get an unfair advantage because they're able to sneak up on you. Wait a minute, am I not getting any game audio? Hold on here.
This is a game. It's a game style though. Like, and I get it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's legit reason if you don't like it.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with VR, right? This is the way the game is. Like these types of games play like this. These fixed camera, like Wes said, these perspective fixed camera games. That's the way they are. It's a genre of games. So it's not like it's because of VR. It's not. It's because that's the way the game's supposed to be played. It would play the same way if you're playing it flat or not. It's just I can see where some people don't like those things, but again, it doesn't bother me at all. I love these style of games.
Yeah, I loved everything about it. I just the progression alone really blew me away, and just how deep it was, and because I don't think I ever played this deep into it as far as, you know, all the abilities, and it just keeps getting cooler. So
Yeah, this game wasn't even in my library, so I know I didn't play it. I mean, I think I've seen people stream it or heard people talking about it, but I never actually played this game. So for me, this was one of the ones I had to go pick up. Thanks, patrons, because it is $40. This game.
yeah, and it's worth
guys,
every dollar, in my
let's
opinion.
be quiet for just a minute. Let me see if I'm getting any game audio here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not coming through for whatever reason. All
Mm.
right, carry on. I'm going to see if I can set this up in a way that has its own audio source, because I'm picking up your guys' microphone, but it's not giving me the game audio for whatever reason. Just on a desktop source. Give me just a sec. I'll figure it out.
Ruuts, do you think that do the universes connect between this and Remnant from the Ashes?
I mean, it's. Oh, I was like, what's going on now? This is where I stopped. Yeah, no, it's yeah, I definitely is. I think that's the same world, right? I don't know how. I'd be interested to see how it all plays out, but this is my thing. They went to the trouble to bring it over to PC to give all the fans of Remnant 1 and Remnant 2 the backstory or the prequel. So I would imagine somehow, some way, it's all connected and tied in, right?
Yeah.
I didn't play Remnant 1. I have it. I never played it. I should. I was thinking about this today. As much as I like this, I might like it, and I could play it in VR.
Yeah.
I think.
No, yeah. Remnant from the Ashes. I think you can play in VR. Like I think it's like there's a VR mode or something, right?
I know that. Well, I don't know about number 1. Maybe is there? I didn't know that.
Oh
no. Are you talking about the Chronos, or are you talking about Remnant? I know Chronos, Remnant. The first one, that the flag version of this does not have a VR version.
Of Chronos, right?
Of Chronos, yeah.
Yeah, but can't you play Remnant from the Ashes?
As long as I know you can play Remnant 2, Unreal Engine, but I'm assuming Remnant 1 would work.
Right. But yeah, Remnant. I know. I'm pretty sure you can.
Dude, one more month.
Maybe there's just a mod, but I thought it was almost like you could play it now, not natively. It looks like, but
one more month and we can play the new Astrobot. How exciting is that?
Is anybody gonna play it?
I will. I don't really care about if it's flat or VR. To be honest, I mean, obviously, I would rather play it VR. Not saying that wouldn't want it to be in VR, but if a good game's a good game, I just want to play it. I don't really care that it has to be in VR. And I'm not really one that's like, I'm going to wait until I have to play it in VR. So I'm going to wait 2 years until it comes out on PC. And then, you know, I don't think we're promised tomorrow. I'm not going to not play something and try to wait for 2 years. And who knows, maybe I die. Maybe the world comes to an end. Maybe we go to war. There's a lot of shit that could happen, bro. So I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So here's an OBS hot tip, pro tip for you guys. OBS, if you're like me, has updated many times since you set up your game capture source or a window capture source in there. If you delete those old sources and set them up again from scratch, there's now a beta option in OBS that allows you to set up an audio source just from the game capture. So you don't have to capture your desktop audio anymore or select a specific audio source to capture. If you've got a specific game capture or window capture, and you put the checkbox in the create audio source beta feature, it will create an audio source for the game specifically. So now I've got you guys your microphone coming through the desktop audio, and I've got the game audio coming through its own source separately.
Cool.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Philozic says, "Wow, it's almost 3 a.m." Well, not for MASH.
No, it's only 11:44 for me.
Isn't that nice? It's like when you're in the earlier time zones, it's like 3, dude. It's almost 1 for me.
Dude, this
I don't know what
is
you're talking about.
This is kick ass, man. I'm like, I got my whole night ahead of me still.
On that
it's not even
note,
tomorrow.
let's knock out about an hour of this gameplay and go ahead and switch over because I think I am ready to go now. For those of you watching at home, it's going to seem like your stream dies for just a moment, but I assure you that it hasn't. By the time you count to 5, we will be live once again, and only now we'll be streaming from my PC, where I will be playing Chronos for the first time in 5 years for you lovely people. And Eric and Ruuts are going to hang out. They won't be on screen anymore, but they're going to hang out and talk to me and you as we play the game.
Nice. I can eat popcorn now.
Can I ask you one more
popcorn?
Can I ask you one more question, Wes?
Sure.
Did you die, and is this an AI situation? Flappy, or was it Flippy Nuggets? Said, I just joined in. I'm guessing Wes has died, and this is now an AI situation. I didn't even think about that. What the fuck, man? I better see Wes's face soon.
Yeah, this is AI Wes playing VR.
AI Wes. I love it.
So Ruuts, just before Wes starts, so this is Chronos is a direct descendant of Remnant, or Remnant is the next version of Remnant. So Chronos is
Chronos is a prequel.
Universe. Yeah, it's all in the same universe. Remnant is a sequel to Chronos VR. So
wow,
and that's why it's Chronos. That's why the flat version is now Chronos before the Ashes. So it's Remnant is Remnant from the Ashes is the full title.
I think it's cool.
Before the Ashes.
Well,
it's like VH1.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I love
Yeah.
the first and the last that they've done. So I've got to play the number 1 because I love this one and I love Remnant 2. I mean, I literally Remnant 2 is one of my favorite games that I've played in the last couple of years. And you could argue it's the people I play it with, and Jim and Mash and D, but I think it's an amazing game. So.
Yeah, and you can
number 1.
Number 1, China.
China.
My mom, she's number 1.
Anyways, Ruuts, whenever you're ready, sir, we will commence broadcasting from Waco, Kentucky.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop right about. Eric's quiet, somebody said.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Bullshit. They're lying.
I'm not lying. We are legitimately back.
Oh, we're on. Oh, my God.
We are on.
Yeah, somebody said that Eric is quiet. I don't know what to tell you on that one.
I'm quiet tonight. That's all.
That's true.
I have a lot to say.
All right, I'm going to stop watching Ruuts' stream. Saves that bandwidth. And get into the game here. So enlighten me, gentlemen. Are there any options that I should be adjusting before I get started on this journey?
Make sure everything is up as high as it'll go.
Yeah, go to Epic.
All right, graphics options. Rendering quality, Epic. Shadow quality, Epic.
Yeah, I had everything up to Epic.
Rendering resolution, Epic. Apply. Wow, that's noticeably better. That's way better. Man, this is fucking beautiful. Chris.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. Wait until you get outside and you see the rain, and well, you might be out there now.
I think it. So anybody who plays, I think it automatically puts you down in the recommended. So make sure you go in and fix that, because that's where it had me too. It had me way below high, and I had to go up to Epic.
But I was on Epic.
Oh, it automatically? Okay.
Yeah, it recommended me.
We're gonna do sword. We're gonna do adventure, and I am a male. American males. American
That
males.
means you can fight in the Olympics with women.
Dude, why not? Why not?
So Flippy Nugget says I can hardly hear Eric. Is that before I switched over or since?
That was before, so it's very
Alright.
possible. You have a better idea, Wes, because you can see, but I mean, he looked fine on. I don't know, man.
You
I mean,
guys
I
are
was, I
pegging
was, I
out
think I
at the
was
top
okay
of the
most of
yellow.
the show. So, yeah.
American males, American males. You guys remember the American males from WCW in like 1992?
I
No.
remember gorgeous ladies of wrestling. That's what I
I do
remember.
too.
Ooh. Whoa.
Flamethrowers and shit. Like, who doesn't want to see
Mount
flamethrowers in the
Fuji.
ring?
There was one called
Yeah.
The
Zelda.
farmer's daughter. Oh,
Lady
yeah.
Godiva was one.
Yep.
So the thing's just spinning. I'm looking at a spinning maze. It's probably compiling shaders because it's the first time I played it on this install.
That was one thing I told Roots, man. There was like almost no load times for me at all. Like when you went from room to room, or you had a small changeover going up an elevator or something like that. It was like almost immediate.
Is it still spinning, Wes?
Yeah.
Should not.
Yeah, it
I don't
didn't take.
remember anything taking that long.
Yeah,
Maybe I
me
need
either.
to tab into it or something.
It just makes me
I'm tabbed
paranoid after last time, because that's what happened to me when it was not doing it, but they fixed it. So
Oh, so
it's for
this is what
sale again.
happened to you the first time? Is that it just
Yeah, so
would
the
turn?
maze thing, it would let me get to the point where I would go to load into my, you pick your character, you get everything ready, and it says, okay, go in, and then I would click it, and then it would spin, and it just would never load.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, we
that's
both
not
played
good.
no problem though.
yeah, and we just played no problem.
Yeah.
All right. I think I should kill it
I
and
would
try again.
close it.
Yeah,
I
and
close it and
restart it or
reopen it.
something.
All right,
Oh,
guys. The
weird.
screen's going to go black for a minute, most likely. So I don't have any kind of like little like exclamation point or anything like you described.
Yeah.
It just looks normal to me.
Gabriel 004, is this game on sale right now for $750? The flat version is. And the UEVR mod, and this is what I'll tell you. I got the UEVR mod when I started. Now you will have to change it from the normal native eye to asynchronous, whatever the second option to be able to see both eyes, because it's kind of wonky. But for whatever reason, it was when I went to load in, it was hanging up on me. So, but I don't know. I was I think I might have been impatient, or I don't know. I wouldn't, until somebody verifies it, I wouldn't run out and buy it at this point, because I don't know if the UEVR mod will work with it very well.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, playing it in full VR, I mean, even though it's $39.99, and you will not be able to find it cheaper probably, because it's
All right.
not like you
Such an old game.
you can't go to a key store and find it. You know what I mean? Oculus doesn't work that way, so you're gonna have to pay full price for it. But man, it's still worth it. $39.99. I would buy it. I did buy it.
You did buy it.
I'm going to cry if this doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know. That's such a weird, like, I don't know. Here,
I
let me
mean, it
go.
wouldn't be the first time that a high quality game takes a minute to compile. Like
That's true.
The first time that you run a game, sometimes it can take a while before it boots up and goes. I guess while that's turning, I'll look at a couple of things here and see if anything looks out of place. Go into the Oculus. It says now playing.
It'd be so weird if if it worked for me in Roots and then this didn't work for you for whatever reason. This was in your library already, Wes? You had it in your library?
Yes. I installed
And did you
it
have to?
a few weeks ago.
Okay, maybe I was gonna say maybe it's on an old install, and maybe try a new install, because I just reinstalled it today. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do then, is I'm going to. I'll put a video on for you all to watch while I do that, so it's not just black screen.
Yeah, with
I
your
want-
internet, now should go pretty quick.
How weird is it that I just in real time? Oh, you just what looks like? Oh, you put on that. I switched over, logged into Chronos, and logged right in. Like literally, there was like maybe a second and a half of that spinning. 2 seconds.
Yeah, and I loaded in today. There was no like compiling or anything for me, and that was the first time I got in. I don't remember any like seriously load times. It was pretty fast.
It says, I guess did you hit the
You got the end credits.
I just clicked on this because it's a video source that I already had.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody, this isn't the end.
Yeah, let's just talk about some. You got
How about
some
this?
Patreon supporters here: Skiva, Radio Run, Salem Maru, Soren.
You guys can watch this raw behemoth footage while I
There we go.
figure this out.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
He doesn't take no shit from anyone. I was trying to hit this one.
Oh, Radio Run. Love Radio Run.
I just said that's one of my favorite sound bites.
All right,
So crazy.
quit the app.
We got a chance to talk to Radio Run today and Classy Grandma. They come out with us while we were figuring the show out today.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I told Wes and Mash when Classy Grandma came in, I didn't have the Discord up, and I heard somebody come in. I didn't even pay attention to what channel we were in because Wes had gone into places to hang. And I was like, who the fuck came in our channel? But we're by ourselves. And then I looked and I was like, oh, we're not in our channel. Never mind. And then it made sense because Wes was like, oh, yeah, we came in here so if in case anybody wanted to hang out or see what's going on. I was like, yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. It's a good idea to keep an eye on the Discord. You never know. Like, it might just catch us hanging out. Like, I think Classy Grandma came in, Radio Run came in and said hi. James stopped in for half a second. You probably thought he was in the wrong spot. Like, I shouldn't be in here. And he got right out.
Like, oh, shit.
But,
yeah,
it was cool.
I'm not one to, if I go to somebody else's Discord, I'm not one to just drop into, sometimes even like if it's my Discord, you know, like, and everybody's on there playing games, I feel weird to just drop in and go in there, you know?
Yeah. No. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool just to hang out for a little bit. And me and you played we were just in there talking to each other and playing Chronos at the same time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Up for over an hour probably, just playing.
Yeah, it was definitely really cool. And like you, I just kept feeling like I wanted to continue to play.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, to the point where I was like, I knew I had to get into Little Nightmares, and I played a shit ton of Defector, so I literally got into Defector for like, I played the first opening sequence on the plane, and then got into some of the market area where and then it gets a little bit long in that area, so I'm not going to try and play through the whole thing. I've beaten Defector a couple of different times, so
I'm like Radio Runt said earlier. He said he had to look up the market because he got stuck there.
It gets long in there.
I don't know. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get a coin. I couldn't get the fucking coin. The guy I know, he's got that coin. I was so pissed, man.
The guard does.
Like,
yeah, you gotta.
I was like, you motherfucker, give him the coin. Give it to the blind guy so I can steal it.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't give it. And every time I tried to talk to him, he was rude. He was like, stop talking to me. I was like, I wanted to punch him, but that was the one thing with all of these games, as amazing as all of them were, because they're all early on, there's no physics, right? Your hands go through everything, but I didn't care. Well, I guess not that it's not Little Nightmares, but these two games, right?
That did it. That fixed it.
Okay.
Nice. The
Thank God.
There you go.
I was like, oh man.
Pause this. Hold on, let's see if I can
that would
pause
suck.
it.
I want to see you.
I do too. I was like, fuck, man. I because somebody was like, well, just play Little Nightmares too. Well, that'd be cool. I want to watch Wes
That was
play
my
this.
plan B. Yeah, that was my plan B. Is if this didn't work, I was gonna just switch off and do Little Nightmares instead. But
yeah,
this works now. So let me get my OBS back up. Hope you guys enjoyed the exclusive Behemoth B-roll that you've been watching. This is actually my footage. This isn't studio provided footage. This is from when I played.
Oh, this is exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real exclusive. This actually looks pretty cool.
I was there. It was not good.
Nah, it sucked. But,
Like, yeah, it's overrated.
Wes played for like an hour and a half, but he was like, "Come on, Wes, it's my turn. Get out of here."
Well, you know, that's why you're supposed to have somebody that monitors. That's like, hey, your time's up, bro.
Let's see here. Chronos. There we are. And we've got game audio. We've got mic audio. We are in business, gentlemen.
All right.
All right.
Now, $40 game, definitely worth it, guys.
Definitely.
Well, let's find out worth it is.
Listen well.
Well, you're gonna find
beautiful.
out.
I'll tell you that.
To you, the tale.
Oh, I must have it paused or something.
Tale of the scour.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
I
you
had
did.
it paused. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, why is it not moving? I'm different. I'm on the other side of it now. I'm watching your
World
stuff.
was different.
I'm like, not privy to what's
Towers of
happening.
metal and stone scraped the sky. People
And
rode
then the
free,
government funded
never hid.
the Saudi Arabians to fly
feared.
planes into the buildings.
Thousands of us, tens of thousands,
Died.
not like our tiny tribes. Then came the beasts. From inside one of the rusted places.
Well, it's like
Hunted us,
Bohemian Grove, kind of.
drove us into the cracks
It's pretty
and
weird, man.
crevices.
But look at those shadows,
Came
dude.
the
I just was
beasts
blown
of
away
waters,
at just
Yeah.
how good this
This-
looked.
directed
The story is great. Like, and if you're gonna be able to connect the dots roots between this and then Remnant and then Remnant 2, that's crazy.
was him
I just,
scoured our
I really
world,
enjoyed that fact that it's in the same world and
where he hides.
it's, you know, the teleporter's the same.
You're
Yeah.
the bravest young one.
Be gone, dull care.
Smartest.
Midsummer sets us free.
Once a year, in the darkest of the rusted places, the great stone wakes, opens the way to the other
I have to stand up to see around my chat
When it
window.
does, you will go through. You will find the dragon. And you will kill it. Get thrown back out for the deed is done. You might. But you will use that year. Grow stronger. Wiser. Till the stone wakes again. And you keep going back. To your last breath. You keep going back. Till the dragon dies.
Keep going back until the dragon does, or you do. Whoa, that's loud. So, Looper, Eric bought this game earlier today on the Meta Store. I know you were saying you were having trouble buying it. Yeah, not so much. It's available for purchase. $40. I need to move my chat window. Bear with me just a minute. It's
In a
in the
bad
way.
place. Yeah, if you have to stand up to look at it or look around it, that's not good.
Let's put it a
Yeah,
little bit more.
$40, and you can use a referral. Wes did send me the referral.
Yep.
It will work.
15% off. Yep, that's right.
Yep.
And as a matter of fact, I'll try to remember to drop that referral in the Discord immediately after this. And if you're watching this right now or on replay tomorrow, I'll try to remember to put a referral for Chronos and Defector in the description down below, so you guys can save 15% if you want to buy. Anyways, let's play this damn game. So yeah, it is a little bit annoying that the camera's locked. Only because it's something that you're just not used to. It takes a minute to get used to playing like this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a different play style, right? Or different, you know, some people love first person, third person.
I think I might
This
have
is
to switch into my swivel chair because I'm locked right now, and I think it would help to be able to kind of move a little bit in my chair. Man, the lighting and shadows are great. Let me make sure my settings.
Oh yeah, make sure you're back on Epic. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing too.
Yeah,
That's what we were saying. What I was telling you guys, I was like, man, this is like the lighting and the just everything in there, the shadows. It's from 8 years ago when VR first came out. This is the launch title. Came out March 16th, I believe, or March 19th, or whatever it was, 2016. And so this game looks better than almost every game I've ever seen in VR as far as the lighting, and like it just looks so good. Or at least at the top of the pinnacle, and it just shows you what could they do now with this kind of funding.
Yeah, keep that in mind, guys, is that people were playing this game on 970 and 1080, you know. Now we've got
in inferior
3080s
too.
and 4080s, you know.
Yeah, and most people were playing this, you know, inside of a Rift or a Rift S or HTC Vive. You know, not crappy, but for the time, and the lenses weren't as good. The field of view was terrible. Pixels per display was not very high.
Right.
You know, there was frame rate problems.
I think it's your B button. Yeah. No, you're a little ahead of me.
Controller?
No, I'm using touch controllers.
Touch controllers, okay.
Is it better with the Xbox controller?
Either one. No, I found that it was just the same. Like it's telling you that. I switched back and forth.
Well, this is how I played. This is how I played back in the day. Was with the touch controllers. So.
This is how I played today too. Touch controllers.
All right. Yeah, I definitely need to get my swivel chair. Bear with me just a second here.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Like some people will have issues with maybe not being able to like really see, but again, it's VR. You can just turn a little bit, and you'll be able to see where you need to go. It's just that you're not going to.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people will stand up and play this for whatever crazy reason. But
yeah, I would not, but yeah, I'd love to see it. But I mean, there's something to be said for being able to sit down and play hours and hours. Like, if you were going to play this game flat, it's so good that you would stay in there for 3 hours, 4 hours, and you can't stand
Oh yeah, this is so much better now that I can turn in my seat.
Yeah.
Man, look at this. Fucking beautiful. It's like a painting looking out in the ocean.
That's why I really do hope we can get them to come back into VR. I guarantee that they just left because there's more money flat, right? But they'll come back. I hope.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that they probably paid a good deal of money by Oculus or Facebook to make this game, and no one else has paid them a big fat sum of money to do it again, you know?
Yeah, well, that might have been what got them big enough to where they could do what they wanted to do flat. All that Oculus money. I'm sure they blew up after it. They blew up from it, right?
Was it Gunfire Games? I think that's
right.
Gunfire, yeah.
Yeah, they know what they're doing when it comes to combat and this type of game. Remnant 2 is such an amazing game. And you can play it in UEVR.
Yeah, Ruuts, you're going to be able to play Remnant from the Ashes too. UEVR, you should get in there.
I'm going to, because I own it on Epic. It's one of those games they gave away a long time ago, and so why not? And I love the second one so much, and I really am loving this one. So I want to go back and.
Axum Series 980 CPU. See, they're running on a 980 even on this thing.
980.
Yep.
Testing internal systems. Error code 88. Hit any key to continue. Makes Access denied. Emergency lockdown in effect. Don't deny me.
I think you're
I'm the
better
chosen
than
one.
me.
I watched an internet video the other day of this like little shithead kid getting on an elevator, and just to be a asshole, he got in the elevator and started pissing on the buttons, and he caused it to short circuit, and he got fucking stuck on it. Fucker, deserved it. It was hilarious.
Great.
There's the keys. Pick up the keys.
Let's be honest. Who hasn't wanted to pee on elevator buttons? You know,
Doesn't
like
everybody
we
do
all,
it?
we all.
Well, I
we're
peed on much
civilized,
worse when I
Smash.
was
We're
young.
civilized. We all fight that feeling, and we don't do it. We've all been there. We know it. It's just normal.
I pissed all over everything when I was a kid.
No, yeah, when you're a kid, it's fun, right? And when you're drunk. That's why I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
I don't piss on everything anymore. Or either that, or just don't like to feel like shit.
I only drink now when Wes is pushing shots at me.
I've heard that Wes is the worst influence when Mash is around. It's like crazy.
Inspecting an
Every
object.
5 minutes, it's like, let's do another Jaeger bomb. Come on.
Use item radio. Select an item.
Wow.
Press A.
You ever want to see Wes get quiet? Smoke some weed with him, because that's the quietest I've ever seen Wes. And he warned me.
Yeah,
He
well, I
warned
mean,
me,
I
Wes.
was tired. I'd been in the.
And you were
fucking-
tired, but you were like, I get quiet.
Yeah.
And then we all just were sitting there afterward, and I was like, ah, man, I felt bad because you were so tired. Falling asleep.
I need to recenter. This thing's in my damn face. Reset view.
You know who loves it when it's in their face?
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah, she does.
There you go. You got the key.
5 megahertz. That's slow, bro.
Well, it was fast in 2016. It was cutting edge.
We gotta read. My favorite. Mainframe offline. File corrupted. The latest group of candidates seem to be acclimating better than the last. Dr. Harsgaard has recommended we keep them in the chairs longer than the allotted 6 hours. He wants to study the long-term effects of exposure on the cerebral cortex. So far, we've
That
gotten
doesn't
very
sound
little
nice.
usable intel from the dreamers. I'm still convinced that what they are seeing is no more than some elaborate hallucination, despite Harsgaard's claims.
He's a dick.
He is a dick.
Yeah, it's a dick move. You don't strap somebody in a chair and leave them in there over 6 hours.
Construction
It's
of the
not
new
so-
device is proceeding as planned. Ford and his team were able to solve a few of the remaining issues using intel from one of the dreamers. I'm prepping a team to use the device. We've been fondly calling it the DATLA, Dimensional Aperture Translocation Apparatus. We'll report our findings as soon as the team returns. I'll point out that all of these dates are in 1968. So, way
There's
back
some
in
missing
the past.
files, too.
Yeah. As of today, Ward 17 is in active operation. A new candidate has been selected and placed in the chair. Harsgaard already seems pleased with the readings. He says they're much stronger than anything we've seen thus far. All the other dreamers are on full 24-hour rotations, meaning at this point, they never leave the chairs. It was the only way to resolve some of the health issues that they were experiencing. Harsgard continues to monitor them. Captain Ford and his team still haven't returned from their trip to the Datla. I am ordering a halt to all further expeditions until we know what went wrong.
Ruuts, isn't there a Commander Ford from Remnant 2 that was like the main guy that was supposed to be like hundreds of years old?
And maybe. See, that's how I'm wondering how this all ties together. Like, are these experiments what creates all this chaos?
It
Remember
sounds
the
like
guy that like his daughter
remote
was
viewing
like in the beginning?
experiments. Is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Automated report, emergency lockdown initiated. That was the last one. So something bad happened. Base control. Base control to Major Tom. Disable lockdown. Let's do that. Okay. Base control, initiate order 13. Oh, should we do that, Ruuts? That sounds ominous.
I think you think you have to do all that stuff. I believe. Or
That
try
sounds
to.
like an executive order that suspends due process and
doesn't
initiates
sound
martial
good.
law.
Well, if things get crazy. Got to get new leadership before you do that kind of stuff.
Order 66. Error, unable to initiate order, error quote 88. Alright, well, we can't initiate order 13. I feel kind of relieved, actually, because of that.
It's like, well, you did what you can do, right?
What happened to my... Oh, I lost my chat when I'm recentered. Hold on. Damn it. Can I refresh it, or do I just need to redo it? I have to redo it, I bet. Add panel...
Are you not on
Where's
Steam Link or whatever?
No,
You're on Quest?
I'm using
I guess
Wired
this is a
Link.
Quest game.
Oh, I completely lost my my chat. So you guys will just have to read the chat to me. I don't want to make people wait while I fix it.
Well, so far we have people talking about the updates, whether they got version 68 or not.
Yeah, it's supposed to bring some performance upgrades with 68. Well, what I hear is correct. And it's bringing the meta AI, so it can watch you diddle yourself and then blackmail you in 3 years.
Dude, who knows, man? It probably already has all the stuff out there. Been watching us for a decade. Maybe.
Look at this room. Oh, look at that thing. I just love the vibe of this, you know, these chairs and those file cabinets and that desk. It all looks like old, like 60s and 70s stuff.
Yeah, they
right?
do it. They did a really good job of just making it feel good, like real. You don't point your camera at your wing? Well, that's a good idea. You don't need to get blackmailed then. You're safe.
I'm just saying the meta AI that they're about to put in here that's going to answer your questions and tell you about what you're looking at. One day it's going to break bad on you and you're going to go try to...
I don't. This is my thing with, and I said something about this when we were talking about the glasses on the podcast with GT a long time ago when we were talking about them. I just, the AI doesn't, what we're given doesn't impress me much as far as that kind of stuff, because it'll never answer what I want to answer. It always wants to give me some kind of bullshit and go around in circles and then tell me, like, I don't know, man. It's just answer the question. You know, that's my thing. But they won't let it.
Look at this thing.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Just the lighting there and the shadows is phenomenal. Even on the what I'm watching now, but in the headset, it's crazy.
Alright,
Ooh,
so
there
I
it
need to
is.
go find a key card. Ground control to Major Tom.
Like I can't believe this game is 2016. I really can't.
Dude, there's so many. There's so many of these games. There's probably a 15 or 20 of these games in the PCVR library that people never think about anymore because it was so long ago.
Oculus Studios had a lot of them too.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. The majority of them are Oculus games.
Oculus was responsible for bringing so many good games or so much money into the VR, right? They just poured money into those early games. Who knows how much? I'd be kind of interested in watching a like a documentary, right? Of all the way from Palmer Luckey up to how much all these games cost, how much they invested. But
There's a book of like the genesis of Oculus with about Palmer. It doesn't really go into the game. It goes in, very briefly goes into the gaming part of how many people were getting on board around the Rift and like, the money they were putting into it. But I wish it got deeper.
did you go?
I didn't pick up a key card yet, have I?
No, and I don't think you need to yet. I think that's later on, I believe. So what you need to do is go back to the Mash did the same thing, and I did as well. Go back to the middle.
I'll go back to the first console, the first computer console.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I never found that key card door, Wes. I'm glad that you just did that because I didn't know it existed. So, because they give you different portals as you go along and you can travel between areas because they want you to go back and forth at different points. So now we know at some point we're going to need to go back with that key card. I mean, I'm not a melee person, but I love the combat in this. Like Mash said, it's kind of like with the rolling and stuff, it feels very soul-like. And I like that kind of game, those kind of games.
Yeah, it's not like a mindless button mash melee, which is great.
Right.
Initialize that low. There we go. We are online, bitches.
So that, Wes, is what in Remnant 2, I'm assuming Remnant 1, that's how you, those things literally, just like in this, you go up to it, you put your hands on it, and that's how you teleport from place to place. So I saw that, and I was like, holy shit, dude, like, I think that's cool.
Like Wes, is any of this coming back to you from the last time you played it?
Yeah.
Like how good it looked and everything?
Oh yeah, I remember. I knew. Like I remember how impressed it was. We covered this game on the channel back in the early days. All right, here we are. This is the first real level right here.
Yeah, this is the actual, when you start to feel like playing the game, right?
Yeah, and there's little gnome guys. Let me see what's back here. Oh, nice statue. Beautiful foliage. Alright, so I thought there's two guys in here. Press B to do a standard, hold B to do a heavy attack. Yeah, there he is. I knew there were two of them. Bitch. What's my name? Alright, which way do we want to go first? I really want to be able to turn my camera with the right stick.
I've tried to do that a few times too, and it's like, it is what it is. You can't, bro.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
So there's a locked door. I remember unlocking this door. Don't remember how I unlocked it, but I remember unlocking it. Did you hear Aerosmith retired today?
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Oh no, different retirement. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
That's how they canceled all the rest of their tours.
Yeah, and they retired forever. Because Steven Tyler's voice is fucked. This was going to be their farewell tour. And they busted his vocal cords and they're not getting better, so they just called it off.
I take care of your voice.
I mean, they're 1,000 years old, so.
Yeah.
Plus, when Steven Tyler sings, he goes, "Ciao, ciao, ciao, chicka, 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 ciao." You know?
Yeah. For a second there, I thought it was him. I was like,
that?
holy shit. Well, that's true, especially when they're having sex. That's my mom, right?
Ah, found it. That is the crystal heart.
Mom.
It courses with
There
the
it is.
lifeblood of a dragon.
That's
Press
the
Y
same
when
thing.
wounded to consume the heart and restore your health.
That's the exact same thing you use in Remnant 2 to do the same
Dragon
thing.
heart? Yeah.
Yep. It's cool. You'll get multiple. Although this is the thing, because it's VR, there's no UI. I'm like, fuck, man. I'd love to know what my health is. I'd love to know what my... Do I have my heal or not? I have to open the menu.
Yeah, only way is to open the menu to see what your health is, which sucks.
Yeah.
Some blocking
It does
coming
suck.
text about pressing
I know a
right
lot of
trigger.
people would love it. They should have that option, but that's...
Yeah, but
They
I
may-
like not having any HUD either, right? So
It is. I mean, there's benefits to it until you're almost dead, and then all of a sudden you're dead. But I guess that's kind of like a game design choice too. Maybe they don't want you to know, readily.
yeah, and you will see your character start to like as you take damage, your character will start to slump more. He won't run as fast. He'll start breathing heavy as you take more damage. You get like closer
You'll
to
start
death.
limping and stuff. It's cool.
Yep. You know who hates it when it's limp?
She gets fast.
What did I just hit? Y? Did it make me eat my dragon heart just for hitting Y?
Yeah. Why is
Oh,
how
I
you
hit the
heal
wrong
yourself?
button.
That's how you heal.
Motherfuck. I wasted it. No.
That's all right. You'll get another one when you die.
And you will die.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
I'm not gonna
but you
die,
you probably did. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I went quite a ways. I like literally, I think 45 minutes to an hour before I died my first time. But I didn't roll off an edge. You know what's funny? What's funny, Mash? I used to do that all the time. Now that I remember, but for a while there, I even wondered, can you go off your head? I'm glad I didn't test it.
Yeah, I almost jumped at one point. Like I'm just gonna jump. I wonder if I die, if it'll let me jump off the edge. It would have, because I rolled right the fuck off.
I've jumped off of high places to see if it would do damage, and that was a bad mistake.
The king has decreed the temple off limits. Stop all work immediately. No exceptions. Alright. Whatever you say, Saul.
Oh, watch out for this guy. He's a gun was. I think, is that the gun guy? No, never mind.
No, it is. He's upstairs now, though.
Okay. That's the guy that's fucking, he's fucking Wes up. Dude, that guy don't fuck around, man.
Yeah,
His
I'm
gun,
almost dead.
everything about him, dude. This is when you would have been nice to have that heal.
Yep. This is when I needed
he
it.
turns like he gets, if you get close to him, he has like a flaming melee he uses. As far away, he's got a flaming gun.
He sucks. I hate him.
Wait till you get him and then multiples. That's when it's hard.
I want to be able to break these barrels and jump.
Well, what's funny is in Remnant 2 you can break that shit and jump and all sorts of stuff. I think you can jump. Yeah.
He said it. He said jump.
Everybody jump.
Jump. Jump.
Crisscross makes you wanna
jump. Jump. Hold LT while near an enemy to lock onto that enemy. Right stick to toggle between targets.
The lockdown is important to remember because you easily get facing away from an enemy and you think you're blocking and all of a sudden they'll hit you. So the lockdown is
like that.
You'll be blocked in the wrong direction. It just blocks where it'll just lock you in whatever position you're
Did you have to hold it? Because I pressed it and it didn't work.
Yeah, you gotta hold it.
Yeah, you gotta hold it.
All right.
You know who else loves it when you hold it?
She does. Gently though. Please.
We are alive again. Each time your character dies, they advance in age by 1 year. When young, physical attributes are dominant, but as your character ages, arcane becomes more prominent. When severely advanced in age, physical attributes can no longer be purchased. After your character dies, all dragon hearts in your inventory are fully recharged. So, we become stronger when we die. We age a year every time. And then when we die a bunch, we start to become weaker physically, but we get better with magic.
Yeah, well, because every time you level, you can put attributes in there too. So, I guess I wouldn't put any into arcane until you get older. I put 3 into 1 level, but no.
Well, they said when you get too old, you can't buy the physical stuff anymore. So.
Right, strength and agility, and then like Mash was saying, when you get to, I think it's level 20. Is it level 20? The first one, Mash? You get
I think
special ability.
I think so. So I think you start at 18. So like when you hit the age of 20, it gives you like a special ability. Like you get to choose from 3 that are like an overall ability, and then you can get another one at 30, you get another one at 40, and so on.
Dude, fucking hit me, bastard.
I'm surprised you haven't leveled yet.
Yeah, it's gotta be coming. It's gotta be soon.
I had my fucking block up, you trick. There it is.
I'll tell you what, because of the way that you go into stuff like these areas, it's kind of scary going into a new room. You know what I mean? You don't know what's around the corner, and then you can't see them.
Well, and those little assassin dudes, the ones that roll at you, they come out of the dark. They're like stealth, right?
So you got 2
they're there,
points.
and all of a sudden they roll at you.
Alright. We're back to shotgun, dude. Lock on again. I gotta hold the left trigger.
Hold that left trigger, yeah. Or is it trigger or grip? I can't remember.
For what? For what?
For the targeting.
It's
no
the
one
left.
the limp and
the
here
left trigger.
occasional heartbeat. Use the Y to...
Like, be careful when you do that, when you use your Y, because they still continue
Yeah.
doing their shit, and it takes like what, a second and a half or something.
Bitches. So fine, they never see you leaving by the back door, man. All right.
Wes, what year was the Fresnel lens invented?
Oh, that was like many years ago. I don't know. I'm gonna say in the 60s.
Flappy Nuggets is saying pop quiz, and you just asked
I
that.
think it was in the 60s. But I don't know.
I had no idea. I had no concept. 1822. Holy shit!
I knew it was forever ago. That was even way further than I thought.
All right, I'm changing my stance then. Like they've been. I mean, dude, they got it. They obviously they've perfected it. So why am I always complaining and wanting pancake lenses?
Why are we still fucking using them? That's my question. We invented them in 1822 and they're fucking still putting them in headsets. For God's sake.
I know. Jesus. Those I mean, the ones that they got are so much better than they used to be. But old lighthouses, huh? Wow. What a waste of money Lighthouse was, right? We're not needed. Those ships are just fucking pussies.
It was a good band, Lighthouse.
Oh yeah, true.
There we go. Unlock.
Well, there you go, Wes. You wanted to know how that door. You just figured it out. It's a stage unlock shortcut.
Baby, won't you do me? Baby, won't you do me? Baby, won't you do me like you done before? Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, they are amazing now. I still like pancake lenses, but they're much better than they were in 1822. For sure. I assume.
Oh, there's a bad guy in the dark. I can see his glowy eyes over there.
I know, and you just feel him, dude. You just feel him. Don't get him. Go detect him first, then he'll come out. Go to the fire area.
Bitch. We have extinguished your flame, bitches. This guy always likes to do flip-flops down the stairs like Willy Wonka.
Just roll one down. Who doesn't, though? You know? These days.
You know who loves the Wonka Willy?
She loves it too much.
We leveled up again. How about that? Oh, you can't go into your menu like it. It locks you in. Well, the guys keep moving when you're in your menu.
Yeah, nothing. That's what. It's like, yeah, everything keeps going. There is no stopping.
As much as the dragon stones seem drawn to your body, this shimmering splinter of stone seems drawn to your weapons. Select a weapon in your inventory and press A to upgrade. Alright. First we're going to spend these attribute points. We're gonna one right there. Put them both right there, actually. All right. Now we go to weapons, iron sword. And hey, was it not upgrading?
You need 3 of them. I don't know why I told you. I was thinking the same thing when I went there. I'm like, why the fuck did you tell me?
I need 3. Okay.
I need 3. Don't worry, you'll get one. Mash and I were talking about the next one earlier.
Yep, it's coming.
Break the squadron.
We'll see which path West takes, my path or your path.
No, it's true. That's my biggest thing is I want to be able to break those spots.
Oh crap.
It gets scary when you come in and there's, you know, multiple people and everybody's doing their thing. You got 3 people in there.
Oh crap.
Probably get to a different room.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just get away from that gun. Biggest threat right now. You can take out those other 2 guys, then come back for him.
Oh, he shot me through the fucking door. Frick. I'm about dead.
Yep. You still have your heal?
No, I used it in the first gun guy.
After you died last time?
Adorned with the intricate imagery of dragons. The container of this craftsmanship must contain something of value or power. Well, did you just take the container?
I don't even know.
Take
I don't
this,
think I found that.
As payment for my debts, I have little to use for it, and with the king's latest madness, forfeiting all shards to the crown, it has become more of a liability than a boon. So that must have been a shard in that box. How do I get to it?
I don't know. I didn't even find that box yet. One different way, I guess, or something.
Dragon shard. Dragon and sky bombs. Boxes adorned with it. Okay. Activate. There we go. We got another dragon shard.
Nice.
Just need one more before I take another hit and die. I need to find me a dragon heart. I want to just go kill that prick, but
So that fire guy, you can, I guess.
There we go. Well, that guy, he fights differently. I guess I have to block and parry those dudes.
Yeah, blocking
dodging
is,
didn't work.
Yeah, usually I'll use dodging. I'll use a lot more, like to get away, or if I've got multiple, to get some distance.
Oh, so I'm 20 years old now. Brute strength, the growing of might, your muscle packs additional destructive force in your attacks. Youthful vigor, as your body grows ever more powerful, your endurance and energy steadily build, increasing your max health. Your painful lessons taught you by the mistakes of youth are not lost on you. You're going to gain your more experience on your journey. So that'll make you level quicker to have that one. And that will keep you alive longer. We'll go with alive longer this time.
Which one? Youthful vigor?
Yeah.
That's what I did too. Like more life? Hell yeah. These are actually a good chunk too. Look at your life bar now.
Damn it, I need to stay locked on these dudes. I keep taking damage right up front here from these pussies.
Plus, I just hold down my shield, and I let them get that. They'll get a hit in, and then with my shield, and then I'll just hit them a couple times. I might. You just own them. I'm not a shield person, but this game kind of requires you to use it a lot, or you take a lot of damage.
Everything's unlocked still. That's kind of good. The enemies are all back, so that's not so good.
Like I didn't know it was coming. I walked into the sword.
Fuck, dude. Fuck you.
Ooh, you leveled. Cool.
Yeah, I'll level.
What's up, Gabriel? 004 says everyone good stream. Wave to everybody. I think he's going to bed.
That's how you do it.
It's so dark. Maybe it's just my bright lights in my face
Bright light, bright light.
that I don't need to have on. I just realized not on camera anymore. 12 the backlog Gamecat says he can confirm the DualSense will work for Little Nightmares 2 paired via Bluetooth. He's mountain climbing. Machine King. That's all good.
Oh, I know what I was doing wrong now.
What?
I didn't have the controls right. I didn't know how to just use the shield. I was using the parry button trying to use my shield.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta time those perfectly.
I didn't know it was
Yeah, no, the shield
to
is
hold
the
the shield
shield
up.
is actually, yeah, the shield's really good just holding it out and
Yeah, especially for the flame shot guys.
right, the ones that explode the flyer and then they
I
shoot out
literally
fireballs.
just now discovered how to use the shield. All right,
Well, at least you got a
that's
couple levels.
that's a big help.
It is a big help. You'll see what.
I'm trying to take cover, but
Yeah, so with that, like whenever I see those gun guys, what I do is I just try to run to the room I just came from. Especially if I have the other guys, because he'll follow. He will come to you, and then you can get him in the doorway.
Yeah, that's what I did to the other guy.
Yeah, because his guns are so powerful, and there's no way to even roll out of them or roll around them. They just hit you every single time. And so it's kind of a shitstorm.
Days these are, not the best of times to wander so far from one's homeland. What brings an outsider to the destroy the
Mash, did you ever get to this guy?
Tis a fool's errand, especially in the wake of
guy?
the woeful encounter between the
Guy
king
Wes is
and the
talking to.
Cyclops.
The guy that's it's like he's working on he's like a sword guy, like fixes swords or makes swords.
This must have not gone down somewhere.
Yeah, he's in the door. He's like in the door off to the right. You gotta open. He kind of like tells you a little story, gives you a quest basically. He'll make you an upgraded weapon if you give him the eyeball of the Colossus or whatever.
I didn't see him. 12 the backlog Gamecat says this looks like a far better version of Thesis.
Theseus, yeah.
Yeah.
But instead, thanks to the king, the daughter died.
This is made in 2016, or came out in 2016, rather.
Yeah, Theseus did too, I think.
Really?
But yeah, this is a much higher budget game than that was.
This is the prequel to Remnant 1, which is obviously the horror game. It's in that line.
Too powerful for me to challenge. Although, if you were to retrieve the golem's eye for me, I would use it to forge a weapon. A weapon I would give to you freely.
Alright, we have to go kill the golem. I remember this. Oh crap. You know who loves to fight big bones like that?
Oh, yeah, she does. Yeah, Remnant 2 was one of the best games I've played. 12 the backlog game cat. Haven't played Remnant 1 yet, but typical Kiwi says, nice takedown, Wes. Oh, guy.
Crap, I got stuck on the fucking wall. Oh well. No, at least I know what to fucking do and how to play. I am 21. I can drink now, Ruuts.
Yeah, you're able to. You're set. What's cool is you actually start to age once you get to, you know what I mean? Like your character. There's so much detail in this game.
Wait till you start to look like me.
It's true. The baddies need a win every once in a while to keep things interesting. Flippy Nugget says, I guess everyone is sleepy over there. It's Sunday afternoon on the East Coast of Australia, so it's bureau clock here. Well, I'll tell you what, yeah, everybody's probably tired, you know. It's almost 2 a.m. here. Midnight for MASH. 4 for Wes.
1 a.m. 12:55.
Oh, that's right. You're only 1 hour.
Bitch.
I can't believe he's MASH and his family moved to California permanently. No, just kidding. MASH is like, no.
Nope. My wife and daughter are still in Florida. Just sent them. They went back home today.
How'd they like it?
They were cool. They enjoyed it. I mean, we're in Santa Monica, so we're like right by the beach. We have a nice place that's right on Ocean Ave in Santa Monica. So walking distance to the A16Z offices, where we'll be most of the time.
Awesome.
It's a good spot.
Bitch. It's a lot easier with the shield, guys. It really is.
Yeah. Parrying with the shield looks really good.
Bitch.
What's up, Void?
West, the shield guys are better if you roll away from them, then you can get behind them as you roll, and then you go to attack them. Otherwise, if you're blocking your shield, you're stuck.
Got it. All right. Yeah, I remember now. Man, it's been so long. I swear, man, that these environments look like concept art. They're so they look so good.
Yeah, crazy, right?
What do I have to do to turn this thing? I'll grab it with that button. I just have to. Okay, I get it.
I think A. I think you gotta press A or something.
You just have to
Tap
keep
it.
pressing it. Pressing
Right.
X.
For X, yeah.
Alright. I don't know if I should be going this way yet or not. Can't tell. I'll go back and see what's up here before I move on. Not there. Oh, there's nothing else up here, is there? Or is there? Oh yeah, there's this. This is where the golem is. Well, this is the next level here.
Yep, yeah, you got your waypoint.
Alright, cool. But that's the way to go forward, right? Past that rock.
Right, right.
Alright, so I need to go this way first then.
And now when you die, that's where you'll start. And you can also teleport to old waypoint from that thing as well.
Alright.
So it's got several things. Now I was kind of bummed out, Wes, in Remnant 2. Whenever you touch those things, it also refreshed your it refreshed all the enemies. Like if any enemies were dead, in the level they came alive. And it also refilled all your hearts and stuff and your health. So it was a trade-off. You're like, okay, you could refill your health and your vials or your hearts, but you also resurrected everything in the level. Now if you want to buy them, you have to kill them again.
So that was just taking me back to where I'd been before.
Yep, just like Souls. Yep.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Go that way. look at that. Beautiful. This reminds me of another game. I'm trying to place what it is. Maybe this is the game I'm thinking of. I swear, I need to come back in here next time I do. Next time I do clips for an intro, there's some really beautiful scenery in here to capture.
Yeah, it's being gorgeous. In 2016. Great.
Long have I lurked here, little warrior, hidden from the dragon's gaze. Yet I know your past, your present, your future. Just as I know the force of the World Stone lingering about you.
World Star.
You have come to defeat the dragon. An ambitious quest, given the overwhelming power he possesses. A quest you cannot achieve unaided.
Oh yeah, bitches. It's on now.
Do not resist the tendrils as they live and writhe beneath your skin. I have given you the first dragon stone, the stone of fire, a shard of the dragon's soul, stolen.
That was rude, right? Why would he do that to your arm?
Take the stone's power, draw its strength inside you, and use it in your struggle.
You know who loves it when you draw your strength inside you?
And struggle you shall. 3 guardians.
I don't even know. I will have to think about that one.
3
That's
fierce
just getting
warriors,
very
all
out of
them
control.
able to tear your flesh and grind your bones. The only way to the dragon
It's
is
not a
through
real snake,
them.
right? No.
When you have destroyed them, when their bodies and souls have been vanquished, only then can you face him. Only then can you look the dragon in the eye and tremble before his vast, awe-inspiring might. Go now. Go with my blessing and my watchful eye upon you.
I got the dragon stone in my hand, bitches. It's on. I think I should be getting close to that fucking golem fight, if I'm not mistaken. Did you make it to the giant golem, Ruuts? Well, you guys played for hours, didn't you?
Yeah, I did make
Yeah.
it to the golem.
Yep.
I think I'm getting pretty close to that, if I remember correctly. Every time you hit an enemy, dragon stones grow in power. When fully charged, press left trigger to release the energy, the effects of which depend on what the dragon stone is currently equipped. Hold B with the dragon stone equipped. Will imbue the weapon with the power of the stone, resulting in additional damage. You successfully shield parry and attack, the dragon stone will temporarily imbue your weapon. Press B while the weapon is imbued, and the player will perform a powerful counterattack. So this makes that parry work a lot better. Evading an attack at the right time will result in evade counter. Successful evade counters will be weapon as well, allowing for a powerful counter. I don't have the key yet. Oh crap. The energy, use the power of the Dragonstone, press LT.
This is Chronos before the Ashes, but it's not. It's Chronos, but it's the same game that the flat game is, but
Alright, I think we're gonna call it there. We've been going a while. I wanted to get to the golem, but I'm not gonna make everyone wait 15 minutes for me to get back here. So it's fun though, it's good. I'm gonna keep playing it. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot I get to start right here. How close am I to the golem, Ruuts?
Hey, you're close. You're close.
Alright. Well, let's go. And I think I've got attribute points I didn't even use there either. So let's go ahead and do that. Give it one more shot. Win, lose, or draw. This is my shot. I'm gonna try to get back to the goal. I forgot I didn't have to start at the fucking beginning again. You gonna grab me again, Tree? Talk some shit?
I think that was a one-time deal.
I'm literally right here. I don't even have to start at all over again. Damn, I'm a lot
Have a good day,
stronger now.
Flippy.
Later, Flippy
You're strong.
Nuggets.
You're stronger, you said?
Yeah, I'm killing these dudes much faster now. Speaking of Golem, this game kind of reminds me of the game Golem visually. It's a very different game in how it plays, but it has that same look to it. Another save point. Fucking statue's wicked looking. I think we need to do the gallery chapter 2 soon. We're gonna talk about a game that looks fucking incredible. That game looks fucking incredible. Well, this guy's actually pretty good, huh?
If you use your power swing,
Yeah.
I think it'll turn your thing on fire, your sword on fire. So swing, that and the swing out. Yeah, I think that happened whenever you got your that arm thing.
Am I already almost dead? Sounds like I am. Or maybe I just got hurt for a minute. Alright, so that's my third one of these. Now I should be able to go and upgrade my sword. Boom. Sword upgraded. Firestone. No, I am almost dead. Just from fighting that one dude.
Use your heart, yeah, yeah, use it.
This is what I wanted people to see. This is fucking nuts. I remember this very vividly. When we first started talking about coming back into this game, this is what I thought of, was this fucking fight right here. Scale. It was one of the first games that I played and really was shaken by the scale. Let's see here. I gotta use this.
Golem is
thing,
kind of
right?
soul-like too. Although very different. I was thinking of Golem, the game we just picked up for UEVR. That's not the same Golem you're talking about.
A little different.
Are you kidding me? This one hit from that dude?
Yeah, that's how I died to him the first time Mash, because Mash had said he died. First time way he died was a different way. He didn't know he could one-shot him. I was like, oh, he stomped my ass. I thought I could roll away. Nah. You gotta run.
Damn. Did I do any better that time? A little bit. Not much. Well, he's standing up in there waiting on me now.
If you open the gate, it should be open still.
Run
through. I don't think you can kill him right now.
No, you can't.
I love how this game just keeps giving you more and more different enemies, you know? That's one of the things that we don't get a lot of in VR is variation in enemies or enemy types or attacks, anything. I mean, some do. It's just very easy to give us like 5 or 6 different enemies.
Crap. Fucking shit.
Oh yeah, those guys don't fuck around. Those are the ones that Matt was saying. Good to have a shield. So you want to make sure you keep distance. So when he does that thing, you got to roll away. When he gets ready to do his fire, roll away from that.
Trying to take my heart.
Yeah.
Fuck, he's chasing me in there. They're double teaming me. It's not
Oh,
fair.
good.
I try to jump off the thing. It won't let me. So I'm gonna have to fight this fucking dude, huh?
Yes, he's not too bad. The biggest thing is keep your shield up for the fireball. Get in there, get your hits when you can, and then when you see him getting ready to do that thing where he's gonna burst that fire, you have to roll out.
Man, they give you they tell you about the Dragonstone every time you pick one up, don't they?
Yeah, which is kind of weird, right? Like, I don't know. You know what, Wes? I didn't have. Mash, did you have this many Dragonstones dropping?
I only had 2.
Like, I'm just
four
getting
now.
one like every other time he's killing stuff. Seems like he's the Dragonstone King. 420, Roy Schwartz says. For you. That's 221 here. But I was.
Oh, bitch. Damn.
They're tough. I find with those
That's
guys.
what we need.
I was gonna say, I find with those guys, that's exactly how to do it. Get a couple big hits and then just keep hitting. Ooh, there's your second dragon heart.
Yeah, I got a second one. Do I need to use it?
I think you do.
We're pretty close.
Yeah, it'll be nice once you get a handful of those, right?
Yeah. I'm already in a good place now. Aged and tarnished, the metal of this bar resembles cast iron, although it feels much heavier. I found a bar, Roots.
You
Metal
did
bar. Now I can fight the dragon.
Doesn't want to fight the dragon. You know who loves fighting the dragon? Yeah, you know.
She loves taming the dragon.
She does love it.
Yeah, so you just basically have to put a combo on that guy. If you time it right, then you just have to evade one attack from him and you can fuck him up.
This is why I love these type of games. It's figuring out how to beat each enemy, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can't just, like Mash was saying, there's no way to go through and just try to face roll it. You can't do it because the game won't let you. So you got your magic thing, you can use your fire thing.
Yeah. So that just brought me back around to this spot. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is that? Made from some unknown metal, it appears to have been machined with a purpose in mind. It's a gear. I guess to open this thing up, maybe?
You would think. I don't think it is though. I'm pretty sure I tried. Like, what's weird is I get that thing and it doesn't. You go to use it and it's not it. I'm like, you pull that shit out. Oh, you have because
Oh, you can combine them. I see.
you have the bar. I didn't have the bar. I just had the. Oh God! What the fuck, man? That guy just walks in, starts attacking Wes. You're fine. That's rude.
How dare he?
How dare you?
Rude bitch.
That was rude.
Alright, so you gotta go in here and... No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go... How do you combine things? There we go. We want to combine Metal shaft and metal handle. Wait a minute, no. That. Now we have a crank. We go back here. And who loves crank?
Oh, it's not healthy. You might as well just at least you're gonna do math, right?
Yeah.
Don't slum it with crank.
There we go. And just like that, we've got 2 ways. What am I doing? Pressing in
You know
the
who likes to
thumbstick?
go 2 ways?
Yeah, she does.
She likes
Oh,
to
what
have
is
crank
this?
and go 2 ways.
At the same
Mirror.
time, that's crazy. What's in there, Wes?
It's a water mirror.
Who doesn't love a water mirror? Can you go in it?
There's a fucking puzzle in here.
Yeah, here's where it starts to get
Dude,
really
that-
interesting and
that's one-
deep, and you're really backtracking and yeah.
That's one of the things that's the coolest thing about Remnant 2 is all the puzzles and stuff, right, Mash?
Yep.
And there's so many hidden secrets and
Like Wes, literally what you've done so far is basically tutorial. Now it starts to get into like the game.
Oh,
like,
really?
Now you've got because now you've got like all your moves down. Like you've got where you need to go. Now you're like they're done kind of teaching you at this point. Now it's game, and you get into some intricate puzzles and lots of backtracking back and forth. You'll have like 4 different
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember this place
spots
now.
to go to now.
So, I assume at some point I'm gonna get a clue of what to do with this. I need to find a stone. I need
well,
to
what's
find
up
2
there on the
stones.
wall? Can you do the same thing or no?
I'll need to find those 2 stones. The arrow one. And that sideways A one. Another dragon shard there.
I love how that dude just came fucking running right back down. Bro, give me a second. You know? Rude.
Pick that shit up. I think I need to get 5 of them before I can even do the next upgrade.
Hopefully it's more than 5 points. Damn it. Nickel and diamond.
Yeah, that's 50.
Damn.
Dude, there's so many ways to go. Like,
Look at his eyes. I can see those eyes in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
alright,
Assassin
that's
dude.
it.
Dude,
But
you just
the-
came fucking rolling out. That was cool.
But
Crazy, right?
there's so many ways to go. Like, I feel like I left paths untraveled behind me just to come up to where I was at. Like, I didn't need to go through that mirror yet. There were other paths that I hadn't checked out fully. But
Well, that's the
after
beauty
I-
is you can always go
Yeah.
back. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge, dude. This game is huge, and it's fun, and it's fucking challenging as hell. And everyone should go pay $40 and buy it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You're gonna put the referral link, right?
Yeah. There'll be a referral link on the Discord. I'll also add it to the description of this video. So if anyone wants to pick up this or Defector, I highly recommend both. And with the 15% off, you should be able to get both of them for around $50, I'd say, which is great. It's two like highly polished VR games for the price of basically one. So one great one. So
I mean, it's amazing that these games. I mean, they're worth every penny, even at this price. But it's amazing that this game's 2016 and it's still $40.
Yeah, we've said it a bunch of times, man. Like, I don't know if people are new to VR really grasp it. That was the best time for VR, like 2016 to 2018, and it isn't just because of the stuff on PC. Like there were Oculus exclusives on PC, and then there were PlayStation VR exclusives as well. And that time was the best time for VR. And like you said, we're getting back to it. Like the second half of this year is going to be fucking nuts. And then when you pile that with the UEVR mod, like this is the best time. But back then was the best time for just native VR games. And
Looper says 2019 was the best, but this is my thing. I like these type of games from 2016 to 2018 better than 2019. What was 2019? Asgard's Wrath?
That was probably Asgard's Wrath, Stormland, and Half-Life Alyx. Yeah, it was good too.
Those were good. Those were good. But I feel like these ones were on a different level, with the exception of Half-Life Alyx, budget-wise, and just like Stormland was amazing, but it didn't have the story, and there was like. It was the best movement, the best. I mean, there was so much that was amazing about it, but there was something lacking.
Those games absolutely belong in the conversation with these. I think that they really, like Asgard's Wrath, it really did set a new standard for depth in VR games. You know, whether you like the combat in it or not, that's a fucking amazing AAA game.
It wasn't it wasn't this deep though, but it was definitely really amazing. Looked amazing. It was long. It just like you'd go to puzzles and you had your one companion that could blow things, and you go to things. Oh, okay, I got to pull out the blowing guy. Oh, I got to pull out this guy. Oh, I mean, there was simplistic. It was more simplistic gameplay wise. I don't feel like these developers held punches. Like they were making this type of game and they just fucking made it in VR, you know, and it goes right along with all of their flat games, you know.
These games, I mean, this is pretty much a flat game in VR. Like this doesn't have a whole lot to it that would make you think it's a VR game. And I gotta imagine that the Steam version's probably very similar, if not just identical to it. Like they wouldn't have to change anything to make this a flat game. It just wouldn't be in VR. It would be on a flat screen, you know.
Yeah.
But it does make me interested in seeing what it's like, the flat version. You said that the regular you have to use the asynchronous thing to make it work.
Yeah, just the second eye thing you'll see when you pull it up. It's like it doesn't look right, and then you change the eyes, and it's fine. And then maybe mine was just having a weird moment as far as running it. It should run. I don't see why it wouldn't. And Looper, you got a good point. He says it becomes much more complex than that. I'm probably way more oversimplifying it. I just feel like this game has so many different levels of different things going on, which is very reminiscent of their series with Remnant. And I feel like this is a different, like Wes was saying, it pretty much is a flat game in VR. And it's just cool.
Anyways, I want to thank everyone for staying up late or getting up early Thanks to Eric and Ruuts for hanging out and making this show so awesome. Everyone, be sure to subscribe. If you want to enter the giveaway for Little Nightmares 2, be sure to leave a comment down below. And we'll be back in 2 days on Monday with Game of the Month. All right, cool. And with that said, friends, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. You're going to have to bear with me just a moment while I find the proper outro to play for you all. I got it around here somewhere. Give me just a sec.
Mash is going back into Chronos.
Yeah, I'd love to right now, man. It's such a good game.
It is a good game.
Outro. Properties. Outro 47. There we are. Boom. And okay. All right, goodbye, everybody.